all right. Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. Stock Markets with Bruce. Welcome to the Tuesday morning show, August the 31st, 2021. Our last day in August. 8 months gone in the year already. Only 4 months to go. We have Labor Day coming, Thanksgiving coming, Christmas coming, Halloween coming. I mean, geez, unbelievable. Remembrance Day in Canada coming. My God, we have got stuff happening in the next 120 days. I mean, whoa. And Jen and I are becoming nomads in the next 2 weeks. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm just thinking about all the different locations I'm going to be at doing this show for you guys, just all over the place. This is going to be kind of fun. I'm rather looking forward to it. Welcome, one, welcome all to the channel where we like to talk about what's happening in the stock markets in plain English, if that's at all possible, with all the fancy terms coming out now from everybody. Nice to have you here. Watching the pre-market right now, noticing that they were kind of tentatively positive an hour ago. You know, the Dow was up 10 points or something. But now that we're coming into the last hour here, an hour before the opening, we're now looking at the Dow down 34. No big deal. That's 1/10 of 1%. So what? S&P down 5 and Nasdaq down 17. So I mean, these are nothing burgers. Absolutely nothing to worry about here. We have no serious volumes, no serious bad news on the horizon. There's nothing hanging around. Even with the storm, the Ida hurricane that's caused all kinds of damage. Actually, that is an economic boost because of rebuilding. Certain stocks like Home Depot, Lowe's, they're just going to be happy, happy, happy. They're going to be busy for months and months and months down in the South, just helping out, supplying goods and services to all these contractors who have to rebuild. You know what? I mean, just everything, hospitals to community centers to homes to businesses and on it go. We don't have an interest rate problem on the horizon here. Unlikely. No country is itching to raise interest rates. No country wants to do that. Inflation seems relatively tame, although the odd blip appears here and there. But it's all this reopening stuff. We do have supply chain problems, no question about that. That is a global issue, not an American issue. It's not Canadian. It's not Chinese. It's global. And that's going to hold back the economy to really fire up on all cylinders. I've talked about that in infinitum with you guys. But today's topic, I got a couple things I want to go over. But the one here is the SoFi shares. I'm kind of waiting for the street to figure it out. I get it. I mean, the company is not known, let's say, by 100% of all the investors out there. It's not followed by 100% of the stock brokers and investment houses out there. It's a company, SoFi, around 11 years, California based, that now has gone public about a month and a half ago or so. It's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, it's now been trading, took over a SPAC, now it's listed, raised a couple $1 billion. And there are two big things happening that we have to be aware of. Number one, we've been aware of the whole time, which is the fact that SoFi is awaiting its final approval to be granted their bank charter. This is a huge thing that has been in the works now for months and months and months, and we're just waiting for this. We're just waiting for this to fall into place. They took over a small bank in California that had, I think, 3 branches, but more importantly, the bank had a bank charter which allowed the bank to accept customer deposits and then make loans on said deposits. SoFi is going to has acquired that bank, and with it, they acquired the bank charter, and it's the official kind of green light from the regulators that says, okay, yeah, we've transferred the charter over to you. You can go ahead and close the details on that acquisition, and now you as an entity, you as SoFi, the mother corp, have a bank charter, and you're now able to accept customer deposits, pay interest on deposits. You can now start borrowing from the banking window, and there's all kinds of things that open up for SoFi, massive things that open up for SoFi. And it takes SoFi to a whole other level of financial uh, entity. Margin accounts on their accounts. They can now self fund. They don't have to borrow from someone else to borrow to their lend to their clients. They can now originate their own loans and finance their own loans rather than lend you money for, say, a car, and then turn around and find someone to lend money to them to lend to you. In effect, they're selling your loan to another institution, but you keep paying SoFi, and SoFi takes a little off the top, sends the rest to the bank. Now they can just self-fund the transaction, keeping all the interest for themselves, all the fees. This is a huge step up. This is massive, massive, massive. Everybody knows this in banking. Everybody knows that this is not a. I'm not telling you something that is top secret, but what I am telling, what by saying this, giving you this information, you are one of 10% of the world that knows it. Maybe at the investment world, only a tenth of the investors out there have any clue that this is really happening and how profound this really will be. 90% of the marketplace will be pleasantly surprised. They'll go, "Oh wow, I didn't know. Oh gee, wow, this takes SoFi to like an investment bank level. This makes them equal to J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs, and they can do advisory services, and now they can do acceptance of deposits, and they can. Oh wow, this takes them to another level. Yes, it does. It takes them to another tremendous level. But the second thing that I want to bring to your attention, I mentioned it last night on my second show yesterday afternoon, for the last hour of the day. I want to mention it on this show today. I think SoFi is a takeover target already. I thought SoFi was going to be a takeover target a year from now. That's what I thought. I figured a year from now they'll have upwards of 5 to 10 million clients. They're at 2.6 million now. They'll be between 5 and 10 million. They'll have their bank charter, of course. They'll have all the services that they're offering. Their brokerage division will have every service you can imagine. They'll let you trade in options and crypto and futures and on and on. They'll have it all. And I figured a year from now, the company will be of a certain size that it will then it'll then attract a series of entities that will try to buy it now, and they'll want to get it. That was until yesterday, until about noon my time, and then it all changed. Now I think SoFi has become a takeover target almost immediately, and it could well be within days or weeks of acquiring their bank charter. They're instantly a takeover target, and the buyer could be a PayPal kind of company, or someone else. Because yesterday, PayPal admitted and disclosed officially that they are looking to create an online stock trading platform for PayPal. The first reaction on the street was, "Oh, they're going after Robinhood. They're gonna run them out of town." I think what PayPal has done is, by looking at the numbers and checking out Robinhood's finances and then how they went public and all their disclosures, they've realized that, well, if we set it up right with the right kind of staff, we could seamlessly add online trading to our services, because PayPal services are expanding dramatically too. They have zillions of clients. They need only a sliver of their existing clients to want to do some online trading, and they can transfer funds from their PayPal account to the brokerage account and vice versa to start trading. And this has changed everything, because I looked at that and went, "Oh, okay." The first reaction is the market thinks that they're going after Robinhood. And they might be, but I think what they're really doing is looking at Robinhood going, "God, these guys who are screwing it up at every level. I mean, they've just blown all kinds of opportunities, blown all kinds of money. Yet they have 20 million clients, 20 million accounts, even though they don't know what they're doing. It's incredible. You don't have to be all that smart, apparently. You have to know how to handle algorithms and all that. But geez, these guys are not Wall Street centric. They're not brokerage centric at all. And they got 20 million accounts. Look at us, PayPal. Geez, we bring in some Wall Street veterans to set up a division. We could really get something going here." And they're right. Except that there might be an easier way for these guys, a faster way. and that is, why don't you acquire someone that's already got it going, got an online brokerage thing already underway? Why don't you buy an existing player? And on the SoFi, the thinking I have as an outsider looking in, going, there's no one shareholder of SoFi that runs that company. There's nobody that has 51% of the vote that I know of. The stock is widely held. It's held by, half of it is held by institutional investors. The other half is out in employees in the street and everywhere else. There is no Ryan Cohen that owns this thing. There's no Steve Jobs. There's no any major player. And so this is acquirable. This company can be bought. And why wouldn't you buy it now? I mean, knowing the bank charter is coming, knowing that the company is expanding its products, services like crazy, knowing there are 2.6 million customers, where they were at 500,000 2 years ago. They're now 2.6 million, a five-fold increase. This company is growing like crazy. And they already have the trading platform. All they need to do is add their options to it, which I'm sure they're working on right now. Should hear any minute, any day, any week now that they'll add options trading. They're up and ready to go. For PayPal, they could in one swoop do a takeover of SoFi, grab all their 2.6 million clientele, all the services that they offer, and add their muscle behind it to take it to another level. And they can keep SoFi as a separate brand and just be the mother company that owns it. I mean, they can put in people they wanted to run, maybe keep Noto in there, who's doing a great job, and the senior staff just keep on growing with it. That could be happening. Now, it might not be PayPal. It might be now party number three. Well, wait a minute. How can it be three? I'm only talking about PayPal. Who's number two? Well, number two is who I thought it would be the whole time. I thought number two was originally number one. Number one was going to be a massive existing bank that is going to buy these guys a year from now to stop them from getting larger and just bring them in as a wholly owned sub. So it might be like a Bank of America that buys these guys and turns SoFi into Bank of America Online. Maybe it's a big investment firm out of New York. Maybe it's Amazon. Maybe it's Facebook. Maybe it's Apple. I mean, someone huge would buy these guys and then have them as a wholly owned subsidiary, as their online investing everything company. I thought that was a year from now. So that was number two. So number three now is the mystery buyer, the third buyer that could come in here, someone from left field. And that's where it can get interesting, because if there is interest from the big outfits that I've just described, if there's interest from a PayPal kind of outfit, could there be interest from yet a third group of buyers that are the outsiders that are looking in? So I wonder who that could be. And they don't have to identify themselves right now. They can be very stealthily just acquiring up SoFi shares and option contracts, and just acquiring the right to buy stock, the right to get stock, and the existing stock in the open market without the street being made aware at the moment, because as long as you're under 5%, you don't have to disclose. But what I think they could do is they would get to 4.99% ownership, and then in a 1 month period go from 4.99 to like 14.99. Just jump in there big time, and then disclose their holding and say, yeah, we have 14.99%. This is an investment for us. We like the potential, blah blah blah, and then make moves after that to gather up allies that own chunks of this company. In other words, institutions, to formulate an alliance to get 51% of the vote of this thing and take it over. Who could that be? That could be anybody. That could be an individual, an entrepreneur. That could be unlikely. It would be a foreign entity. It would be a U.S. entity, because under U.S. banking rules and U.S. ownership rules and all that, with deposits and all that, you're probably going to have to be American-led. But no shortage of candidates that could come in here at any time. I just get the impression that as time goes by and as the days go by, sooner or later, more players out there, more analysts and observers will realize the obvious to me, that this entity here, growing as quickly as it is, with the head start they have and the national presence they're beginning to build, SoFi Stadium, the Super Bowl hosts, and all this stuff. This entity here is a classic case of you either buy me now for 40, $50 a share, or you buy me a year from now or 2 years from now at 400 or 500 a share. Your call. You can get me a lot cheaper today than it'll cost you later. Now, later at 200 to 400, 500 a share, yeah, any of those huge outfits I've discussed to you, they can easily take this thing over. It could be a stock swap, it can be cash stock, it can be just a cash deal. It's a no-brainer for any of these major outfits. But at the moment, right now, between 14 and $50 a share, this company is acquirable for not a lot of money, and it might just require stock. In the case of PayPal, they wanted to buy these guys. If they cut them a deal at $50 a share, let's say, just pick a number, a juicy number, then they would say, okay, our stock's at 280, let's call it 300, and you're at 50. So for every 6 shares you got of SoFi, you get a share of PayPal. Sell your PayPal for 300 a share, and there's your $50. Or we'll do this. We'll do half cash. We'll give you 100. We'll give you 25 cash, and then we'll give you the rest in stock. So for every 12 shares, you get a share of PayPal, but you also get your $25 a share in cash for every 12 shares. That's $300 for 12 shares, and then you get a share of PayPal on top of that. That's $50 a share. It's still 50. That could be the deal. To me, I would think that the speculation alone will run this to 25 a share. Just that's the first thing. The bank charter automatically puts us at 20, 25 anyway, but the speculation after that then would take it to 30, 35. Then would be the takeover offer. And from 35 to 50 would be the way you go. You go 50% more, and now you cut a deal at $50. So now you take over SoFi with the bank charter, and this is 3, 4, 5 months down the road. The company now has over 3 million customers and growing quickly. Now you really got something going here. Of course, for you as an investor, you're looking at this going, Bruce, you're talking to me about this deal, and on the pre-market, it's sitting at $14.18. It's down the penny. No one's listening to you. I'm going, I know. I'm aware of that. There are only 542 people here, and 500 of you are going, I don't know if this can work. And maybe 450 of you going, oh, I hope he's right. Oh, wouldn't that be great? Because we're all into this stuff. This would be great. I think the odds of something happening are far higher than something not happening. That's my number one thing. Because if PayPal wants to get into the online brokerage business and they want to build their own platform in-house, and they want to then promote it and go through all the licensing and all the work they have to do, we're talking millions and millions and millions of dollars. We're talking hundreds of staff, maybe more. We're talking a lot of regulatory filings and everything. That's all right. This is the business. But I think we're talking about a year from now before PayPal is really up and running with a platform. And a year from now, I'm asking myself, between Webull, Fidelity, Schwab, Robinhood, SoFi, and all the others you can name off the top of your heads, all the other platforms out there, how many more millions of accounts will they have added to their numbers, being into the business their second and third and fourth years now? How many millions more will they have before PayPal starts to even get rolling? And PayPal's road to success is there's a hill that they have to go up, but it could get steeper as each week goes by. It gets steeper for an outsider to come in to this existing group of up and comers and high flyers that are already rolling here. Obviously, there's competition between existing platformers, as there is. Obviously, there's already competition. But I'm kind of thinking, with SoFi offering 10 different services or whatever the number is, and one of them happens to be brokerage, and they are getting their bank charter, they can now lend money to players. So you can go to SoFi and say, I have a house, and it's in city so-and-so. I have a mortgage that, I've had it for 10 years. I have a mortgage owing on it of $120,000. It's a $450,000 house, last indication around here. I want to borrow $150,000 against my house. And SoFi is going, we'll give you a second mortgage on this, or we'll renegotiate your existing mortgage, give you a new first. We'll give you a $300,000 first mortgage. How about that? How about a 2.8% interest? Because they can do their own deal now. They're offering you 2.8% interest, giving you 200,000 cash net in your hand, which you transfer over into your SoFi trading account, and now you start to earn income off of that, owning stock, writing options, and whatever you're going to do. That is in-house for SoFi. There's no way PayPal is going to get that business. PayPal is not going to get that customer to open up a trading account at PayPal with SoFi doing everything in-house for this customer. At the same time, SoFi is saying to that homeowner, oh, okay, well, here's your, you got 100,000 first, and you got a car loan for 15 grand, and you got a credit card that you're carrying 5,000 on. Why don't we let's just consolidate everything into a first mortgage. We'll give you 325 for first. Knock off those two debts right there. Knock off the old mortgage. Here's 200,000 bucks. Everything you owe is now inside your mortgage. On a $450,000 house, you owe 300 on it, and your interest rate is 2.75%. You got to lock in for 5 years. Easy peasy, nice and easy. Yeah, we're talking about $1,400 a month in payments for everything. Thank you. Now they have 200,000 going into their account at SoFi. Buying at IBM and getting a 4.5% yield on IBM, for example. There's 9,000 a year coming in interest. That's 750 a month in dividend money average. And if you can bring in 1% a month on option premiums, doing a conservative option writing program, that's 1% a month on 200,000. That's 2,000 more. You're bringing in 2,750 a month average. Your mortgage is $1,300. You have $1,400 left over. More coming in than you're spending, having just reorganized your life. Why would you leave SoFi? Why would you want to do that? This is where PayPal has to go. Now, do we want to start this all on our own, or do we want to just buy these guys? Why don't we just, and maybe someone else will do it. And this is what I'm saying. Other outside parties are looking at this going, why don't we buy these guys? We could have all this in-house as well, coupled with whatever business we're involved with. Hey, why not? There may well be hedge funds out there in the next few weeks just beginning to acquire SoFi in a big, big way without letting the street in on it. They'll try to buy blocks and blocks of SoFi stock through option purchases. They'll buy call options and exercise them to get their stock that way. The stock could be in for a serious run. And even if it just goes to 25, 30, and a couple of hedge funds end up saying, well, we got 4 million shares, we got 5 million shares, but we don't have enough to take a run at this company. But you know what? We made ourselves a nice $100 million profit here, or 50 million profit, or 80 million profit. We're happy to take the flip. What the hey? There could be a lot of that. And I kind of wonder when this explodes. Because as I said it before, if PayPal is willing to invest $100 million into developing their own online platform, and 2 years of their effort to get to a certain point, and there's no guarantee that they will attract 20 million clients. Having said that, though, they do have a number of clients in-house that they could convert. Maybe they can do it that way. More power to them. Other parties on the outside looking at this going, yeah, PayPal can do it, but company B, C, D, E, and if they can't, they don't have that many clients in their existing wheelhouse. They want to get into this kind of business. They're going to have to buy their way in. And one way to buy your way in is acquire a company that doesn't have a majority owner, where you can just pick up blocks of stock at relatively cheap prices. And if you're thinking SoFi 5 years out, if you're thinking about what SoFi can be 5 years from now, and you would be if you are a major player looking to take this thing over, you would be buying this with a 5 to 10 year objective. You got to be looking at SoFi going 14, 17 a share. 10 years from now, this is $1,000 stock, because they're going to have 15 million clients too. They're going to have 15, 20 million clients. They're going to have all these divisions their clients are involved with this bank charter. This is going to be a major player. This is going to be a $200 billion company, or 300 billion, whatever the number has to be. This stock is going to be worth a lot of money. And there you are. There's where this is happening. Right now, SoFi is capitalized at $11 billion. The market cap on SoFi is $11 billion. They raised $2+ billion in cash when they went public. That's 20% of the company right there in cash. This isn't going to stay here very long. This price is not going to last. It just will not last. And if rates go up a little bit, actually go up in 2024, SoFi will go higher even faster because they're in the interest rate business. With their bank charter, they'll pay 0.5% interest on money you put on deposit, and they'll charge you 5% to take out a loan, or 7% or 8%, depending on how young you are, what your credit history is. They're going to make nothing but money here, a ton of money. They're going to have billions of dollars in deposits on hand. They're going to be issuing billions in loans, and they're going to be pulling in 4 or 5% interest on those billions. Yeah, this is a takeover target. I don't think this company lasts unless a Ryan Cohen kind of person comes in here and buys up a bunch of this stock and then says, "I'm just a happy guy. I'm like a Warren Buffett. I own a big chunk of this company, and I love the management, and I'm happy to leave them alone to do what they're doing. I'm a long-term investor of 30% of this company, and I'm not interested in selling it to anyone for a long, long time because I think there's a huge upside here. And I'm happy with the present people, and they just go forth and multiply. Thank you very much." That takes the company off the market. But by the time this 30% owner finishes buying up the 30%, this thing's $50 a share on its own. Just it'll go up to that level because there's so little left to get, because so much of the stock will become insider owned and restricted, not available for sale on the open market. That changes everything. So the upside for SoFi, pretty darn good. Going to be interesting to see how this all comes out. We're down 36 on the Dow. Mike, that 31 on the pre-market. We have, what do we got now? About 34 minutes to go before we open up for the day. I've got a 4.7 point loss on S&P. I got NASDAQ down 17 points. Thank you for all of you for being here today. The other thing I was just going to mention today was a lot of you send me private emails, which I do appreciate. Some of you send me private emails to say, "Bruce, here's something for you to check out. It's a link to a story I came across. You might want to know about this. It has to do with one of the stocks you talk about all the time." Or "I just saw this, or someone just sent me this article. I thought I'd pass it on to you for you to check out." I love you guys for that. Thank you so much, because I am up to here in moving, packing, being on the air. I don't read it all. I don't see it all. Thank you. And then I get emails. I get emails from a bunch of you who tell me how I'm making a difference in your life. I am getting you to analyze yourselves in a different way. I'm getting you to kind of look in the mirror and self analyze your lives. And this is exciting. It is amazing to get these kinds of emails where people say to me, "Ever since I started watching you, I think differently. My whole attitude has changed about my career and my existing position, where am I at, what my wants, needs, and desires are." And I have to thank you for this, because you've really opened my eyes to change the way I've been thinking about just life. I was just meandering along. They would say I was just going along, and I was just going to work all the time, and not thinking about much of anything. I'm just putting in my time and getting a check every couple of weeks, and once a year or so I get a raise and whatever. And now people are saying to me, "I just figured something out." Someone would say to me, I just got one the other day. Someone said to me, "I just figured something out. A guy I'm working with is going to leave the firm and is moving to another state. And there's an opening in the house. And if we can't replace this individual right away, we're going to have to hire an outside entity to get this guy's work done at 5 times the salary that he was getting paid." And the individual saying, "I do that job." They're hiring somebody. There's a possibility they're going to hire somebody to work with me, and that person, with an entity that they're with, in other words, the entity that sent that person there, are charging 5 times the amount of money per hour that I get paid. I am worth 5 times as much than I am getting paid in the street. That's the actual street value. It's kind of like you go into a hospital and you go and buy an aspirin from a hospital as a patient. The pill is $200, where you can send your best friend over to Walgreens to buy a bottle of aspirin for $2.99. and there's 100 pills, and he can bring you an aspirin for 5 cents. How do you buy that aspirin? Unfortunately, when you're in the hospital, you have to buy it from the hospital. You can't bring your own medicine. Not necessarily. Where people are realizing, you know what? A lot of you have said to me and stuff like, and I've heard this for years and years and years, where people say to me, "Yeah, we have a receptionist in our office, and she's expecting, and she's going to be on mat leave for like 3 months or 6 months or whatever the deal is, and we're going to hire a temp. We're just going to hire someone from a temp agency to handle the reception desk, and then when our receptionist returns, her job is waiting for her, and everything's great." The trick of it is, though, that the temp that they're bringing in, they're paying 3-4 times as much per hour for, because they have the right to say to the temp at the end of the week, "You're done. Have a good day. See it. No severance required, no payouts, no negotiated leaving the firm, and all that good stuff." And so these are temporary contracts that companies hire. They just execute these contracts all the time without even thinking about it, because that's the norm. Whereas in-house employees are considered an expense to the company. They try to keep those expenses as low as possible, but when they have to fill in an emergency fill, they just pay the going rate for whomever. And a lot of you are beginning to figure out, on whatever it is you do, whatever it is you're capable of doing, you're realizing out there that if you were actually a temp agency, if you were represented by a temporary agency and placed into your cubicle where you are now, your employer would be paying triple, quadruple, quintuple the amount of money they're paying you directly for the job you're doing. And they're prepared to take even less perfection from someone on the outside, because how can that person know every little thing about the company that you know? They'll get up to speed in a few weeks, but they might only be around for a month or two or three, and then they're gone. But an employer might pay for, say, 3 months' time. They'll have someone in there. They'll pay the equivalent of 1 year's salary to that individual, or that individual's company that placed them there. They'll pay 1 year's salary for 3 months of work until they bring in a full-time employee at about what they're paying you, or maybe more, because they can't find you for what they're paying you for the job. You've been there now for 10 years, and in the last 10 years, you've been subjected to 2 to 4% pay increases, where in reality, your job has gone up 10% a year in value. And after a decade, you are working for half the price you should be at a minimum. But the employer's not going to tell you any different. They're not going to say, "Hey, listen, we just did a study on employees of our firm, and we just figured out that if we want to replace you, it's going to cost us double to replace. We're going to give you a raise. I'm going to double your salary because you're worth that." How many of you got that happening to you? I don't think any of you. I don't think anybody gets that. So I'm getting these letters and emails, especially emails, about this kind of thing. And I encourage you all out there to self-assess where you're at. This is the time to do it. In the middle of a pandemic, the world is changing, has changed, will keep changing, and many of you are probably becoming aware of the fact that you're worth a lot more money than what you're being paid right now. I'm not saying now run to your boss and accuse them of ripping you off and treating you badly and I quit and you have no plan. No. I'm just saying, hey, you're aware of this. Good. Knowledge is power. More knowledge is good. More intelligentsia is good to have. You need to self-assess. What are you really worth out there? You might do something as simple, as basic as contacting 4 or 5 or 10 headhunting firms, placement agencies, pretending that, just saying, like, I work at so-and-so and I've been 10 years, but I'm kind of looking around to see if I'm worth more than I'm getting paid. And maybe you end up with a job with another company doing exactly what you're doing in a cubicle, or whatever, office or what have you. But you're making 30% more money, 40% more money, 80% more money, double the money. It might be that easy. That might be the end game for you. But at the end of the day, you can sit back and go, well, because I did this, by doing this now, over the next 5 to 10 years, having made this move now, I would have made in 5 years this much more money with my firm that I was with, but because I moved to this company, I'm now going to make this much money in the next 5 or 10 years. They might have better benefits. They might have better retirement plans. They might have better, who knows what. On the other hand, you might want to talk to placement agencies and others and say, I have been an employee of this company or 3 or 4 companies for the last 15 years. And, I'm a salaried person, blah, blah, blah. This is what I've done. I do many, many things. I am thinking of actually hiring myself out as a consulting practice, as a temp person to be dropped in for contract work. I am looking just for contract work. And you may be shocked to find that in the last year and a half, a whole bunch of headhunters have turned into contract placement specialists who are repping people just like you, saying, yeah, a lot of my clients, used to be just people unhappy with company A, and I'd find them company B or C or D to look at, and they might make the switch. Now, what I'm doing is I'm talking to people that used to be these kinds of people, and I'm now talking to them about placing them with companies for a 3-month contract or a 6-month contract, or it's a permanent 20-hour a week gig contract, or it's a 1-year 20-hour a week thing, or someone's on maternity leave and I'm placing them into a company as an entity for the 6-month or 4-month or 3-month, whatever it is, gig. But it is a corporate to corporate arrangement. So you, as the person, now are self-incorporated. You're now a company. You call yourself ABC Consulting Limited or XYZ Software Services or Tech Advisors or whatever name you give yourself, but don't use your own name. Just use a generic corporate name. So when the company hires that entity, they don't know they're hiring you because you're the only one there. They're hiring a company that specializes in this kind of work. Now, some of you may find that, I'm a manager. I have 5 people, 10 people that work under me. And it's not that easy for me to leave my job because I'm higher up and, I'm kind of worried about that. You may find that you can create a consulting practice that involves you, and you might be happy to step down a notch from manager and getting all the complaints from everybody, from management above and employees down below. You get out and become just an employee of your own company. And you get placed in 1-month contracts, 2-month contracts, 6-month deals on a consulting level at quadruple your pay. That might be good enough for you. You might go, that's all I want. I want to back off and get away from the pressure of handling people and stick handling all their lives' problems and just be a guy working like I used to. I should never have taken this promotion. That might be good enough for you. On the other hand, you might find that, I love being the manager. Got to tell you though, what I'm being paid versus what I have to do for it, it's not worth it. It's way more stressful. If I were being paid triple what I was getting, I would say it's worth it. But for what I'm getting, it's not worth it. And there's no way I'm getting more money because there are layers above me of management that I will never get to. I don't know the boss's nephew. They don't know me, or I'm not from the school that these guys are from. Whatever the barrier, whatever it is, you don't have the experience, you're too young, you're too old, whatever. So you go on your own and you now create your own entity. You create a consulting entity on the side while still working. And the entity on the side now is now looking for work to be placed, that it gets placed into. And you may find that through a placement agency, you get an offer where, the individual calls you up and says, I found a 6-month contract here that they need 5 people. They need a group of 5 people to handle a specific project, but the project pays this much money. And you do the math and go, okay, well, I would have to pay 4 people each this much money per hour to work for me, and then the rest would be mine. And you do the math and you divide it out and you go, aha, money to me is double, triple, quadruple what I'm getting now for the next 6 months. If I can make net more than double what I would normally make here for the next for this 6 month gig, that's 1 year of working here. I have 6 months now to find the next gig, because if I do this 6 month gig and make 1 year worth of money that I make now, I have 6 more months to make another year worth of money or two or what have you. And of course, job well done, continue, you get more. In the meantime, what you're doing is, okay, let me look at my Rolodex. All the people that have worked for me over the last 5 or 10 or 15 years as manager, I have 50 different people I can contact, a bunch of which are working from home right now. And they're miserable where they are. Or you leave the firm you're with and you poach 5 employees from your employer one by one and turn them into independent consultants or employees of your consulting entity with perhaps remote working arrangements or however you do it. And they're going, yeah, I loved you as a manager. I love working for you as a manager. When you leave here, I'm unhappy because I know who's going to be the manager after you go. It's going to be that person over there, and I don't want to work with that person. So you pick up the phone or the email or text, and you pick off your employees, the ones you want. And you've done the math. You're offering them a great little gig here. They're happy. They're away from the politics and crap from the old place, to be replaced by the politics and crap from the new place, which is tiny. It's just you guys. And the whole point of it is we're a team, and I'm going to keep finding us work. And let's see what we can do. That might be the solution for a lot of you out there, depending on the situation you're in, whether you're one of the 5, you're the leader, whatever you think. I commend you if you are looking for the new gig. You're figuring out and analyzing your existing lives. It used to be that you would only work for firms within your town, community, city. Now you can be employed by companies that are in another state entirely, another country entirely. The world is now open to you. I would also be talking to placement agencies, not local. I'd be talking non-local agencies. Like, do not be afraid to contact agencies that are 100 miles away from you or in a large city, because the kind of work that they're getting now or opportunity is also not local. Because these headhunters and these placement agencies used to only place people for jobs in the local town they were located in, because they figured all the local employers would just want local people because they used to physically go to the office. Well, with non-physical office attendance required, I mean, now it's remote from home work. This changed everything. It's changed the employer's attitude is different. We need a systems analyst, and we don't care if this analyst lives 1,000 miles away. Can they do the job? We need this, we need that. Wherever they're located, doesn't matter to us. That opens it up for you to possibly work for a company that's 1,000 miles away from you, and you're now charging them corporate rates, not individual rates, because you're not being hired as an individual. It's an entity that's being hired. That's the difference. And this, of course, on an after-tax basis for you could be massively much, much better, because it's an entity that's being hired to do that work, not a person. The entity brings in the dollars. It has expenses like rent and internet fees and equipment and everything else that gets written off the top before taxes are paid. The entity has rent to pay. It has expenses to pay. Then it pays you. Again, you decide how much you get paid from your own entity after you've taken all these expenses off the top that used to pay out of your pocket. Now the entity's paying it. Now you realize, I don't need to charge my entity X amount a year. I can charge my entity $30,000 a year. The rest of my expenses are paid by the entity off of its top line. The entity now has a gain, a net profit at the end of the year, but the net profit the corporation has, the tax payable on that is much less than I would have if I paid myself a salary. And my corporation has this cash sitting around, and it can afford to just hire me on a consulting retainer basis. So if I don't work for 3 months, I charge my company a retainer of X amount a month. It still has its expenses to be in business, but from time to time it doesn't have revenue coming in because a contract expired, 3-month contract, and it takes a month until the next one starts. Well, you got a month off. The corporation's still paying its expenses for the month, including a retainer to you. And then the next month, The corporation has a new contract that's kicked in. You're fulfilling it on behalf of the company, and away we go. Jack's your uncle. Kids, the opportunities are phenomenal and intense and immense. And this is not going away. You can take advantage of this. You got to do some homework. You've got to be willing to do the homework. But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it for me to possibly become a self-employed person through my own entity like this? From many angles, money, obviously, well-being, mental stress, relationships at home, interpersonal relationships at the office that are going well or not well, upside opportunities. Are you leaving a company where you could become a senior vice president in the next 2 years because you've led this division and all? That's another story entirely, obviously. But if you are a mid-level type person that is surrounded by 500 others, and 100 of the others all have the desire you have to move up the ladder, and only 10 a year get up there, your odds are 1 in 10 that you're going to get up there. And how much do you have to give up of your personal time, your family time, your everything to weasel your way into the top 10? When if you walked out and came back either with this firm or other firms as a consulting entity, an outside agency, you're not competing with the 100 anymore, and you're actually not even dealing with the 10 above you. You're dealing with management above that, because those are the guys that hire entities to come in for emergency fill-ins or specific project enhancements and what have you. You're now talking with the big boys. You've just passed those 100 fellow workers of yours. They were hoping to go up 1 level. You've just went up 4 levels. And you're dealing with owners, partners, senior VPs, way up there. You're never going to be that in-house person that's going to grind their way up there in 20 years. You're there now. And you're there now at the age you are now, whether you're 33, 43, 48. Some folks reach the pinnacle of their career with 5 years left to go before they retire. And they've worked all their lives to get to age 55 to reach a certain level. And at age 60, you're gone. Is that what you're there for? Is that what it's all about for you? Why don't you reach that level now at age 35 or 42, or reach a level of that kind of seniority within your own entity and only work 6 months of the year, 1 month on, 1 month off, or I'm on for 2 months and I'm away for a month, and I'm on for 3 weeks and I'm off for 4 weeks. Work from wherever you want to work from. Travel the world, literally seek contracts that make you travel the world. And take your wife with you, maybe take your kids with you, maybe not. You're an empty nester, time to travel and be paid to do it? That might be another answer. Endless possibilities. Thank you, all of you who are reaching out to me and sharing your stories with me and asking for my 2 bits worth of advice. I know a lot of you talk to me one-on-one with these sessions that I have, these 1 hour sessions that I have. If you'd like to have a one-on-one private session with me to talk about this kind of thing, about your future, about your existing world, what do you think I should do? It might be a good hour spent for you. I've had a lot of you reach out to me and say, Bruce, I want to talk to you for an hour. 15 minutes about the market and 45 minutes about my career and my life. I love it. I love doing it. Just send me a private email and say, Bruce, I want to talk to you for a one-on-one. I want to have a one-on-one session with you. Let me know when we can get together. Now, to be fair, to be upfront with you, as you are aware, you're noticing it's getting kind of blank behind me right now. It's getting less and less. There's less and less stuff to look at. We have boxes all over this house. We are moving in the next 2 weeks, so my one-on-one time is a little restricted right now, but we'll be back up and running here in the next couple of weeks. So, but nonetheless, I can certainly can't get you penciled in over the next few weeks so that we can get ready for our chat. I charge $400 an hour US for a one-on-one. It's a camera kind of arrangement like this. I literally set up the meetings on this system, StreamYard, and we talk for an hour privately through StreamYard. And I will send you a copy of this 1 hour recording after we're done. And you can review it anytime you want. Again, if you'd like to do that, send me an email, brucefromert@hotmail.com. The address is down below in the description, and we'll set you up for something, and maybe we can help you change your life. What do you want to do with the rest of your life? Do you really want to rock? I'll help you rock. At least I'll try. I'll give you the 65-year-old's viewpoint on what it is you want to do. And that might be exactly what you need. If you're 32, 38, 44, 49, you might need this old guy listening to where you're at and figuring out what's going on. And then I'll come at you from an angle you hadn't even thought of. Because I'm 65. I've seen so much more in my time. Um, and hopefully you'll go. I'm glad we spent this hour together. It is really helping. And away we go. Anyway, thank you all for being here today. Nice to have you here. We're now 10 minutes away from the opening of this market. All right. We're still down 33 on the Dow. We're still down 3.5 on S&P. We're down 10 points on NASDAQ. Oil is down 79 cents a barrel. Thanks to all of you who've been also noticing and picking up and catching the videos, lessons that we put up. My website, Stock Markets with Uncle Bruce, or stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Check out our website. You can check out our 10 different lessons, a bunch of which cover options. We talk about how to trade options, how to write options, how to put spreads together, classes on all this stuff. And we talk about doing it with stocks we talk about all the time. So it'll seem very familiar to you. It's a very easygoing session. These classes were Jen moderated all the answers and questions that we would then kibitz back and forth. These classes last up to 2 hours each, and you can watch them as many times as you like. You can buy whichever class you want. You don't have to buy the whole 10 of them. Just watch the one you like and go from there. Thank you for those of you who've been doing that already. I've been getting emails from you privately going, "Oh, I love that class. It helped make a difference." If I in any way can help you make more money in this market, I'm a happy guy. And using the options market is a definite tool you should be considering. But boy, you have to be confident and know what you're doing. Check out these classes. There's no particular order. You just look at the title, see which one interests you the most. Start at number 1 and go to number 10 if you want, but whatever you like. But I am convinced that whatever you're paying for these classes are $100 each. For $100 for a 2-hour class, you're going to get your money's worth pretty quickly, and you'll do well with it. So that'll be a nice return for you. Thank you, all of you who are here, hanging out with yours truly, watching these markets. We're at 14.12 on Sofi. The logic defies me why it's down there, but it is. For now, it's on a deep discount. GameStop 212 up $3.15 in the pre-market right now. We're opening in about 8 minutes. And I look for you to pop by and see me. I appreciate you coming by and hanging out with me. All of you who are members of this channel, thank you so much for being members of this channel. You are the backbone, just like Traveling with Bruce, my other channel. Being a member of the channel, you're joining us for $10 a month, which translates to 25 cents a show, a live show. And for that, you are able to comment on these live shows. You're able to use the emojis. And from time to time, you will get alerts from yours truly about certain stocks we follow. When I come up with a new stock I like, I usually will send out an alert to members only. First of all, I give you a head start on what I'm following and what I like seeing here. And that gives you an opportunity to make a move before the rest of the channel figures out what's happening with the other 94,000. Being a member puts you in the upper 1 percentile of this channel without a question. You are absolutely on top of this class, of this channel's following. And I thank you all so much who've become members of the channel, and all of you who continue to renew your membership. It's gratifying for Jennifer and I. We are so gratified by this. It is the backbone that this channel survives on. When we first started this channel, it was a wide open channel. We would let anyone come in here and talk to us, let anyone come in here and send a message. And what we found was we would be attacked by trolls endlessly. It was just absolute mayhem. And we went into this membership scenario. And now with membership only commentary during the market hours, it's much more respectable. We're very eager to have female members through here. We have a high number of females who watch us and who have become members of this channel, and I love it. Jen is really happy. My wife, very happy with this. And we encourage as many of you as possible to come and become part of the channel. Look at that, Farragon. Look at me. I'm a backbone. Yes, you are. These don't hurt either. Thank you. Thank you for those of you who do these. I am amazed how many. I'll catch glimpses of other YouTubers out there, and I'll watch some of their live shows, either live or recorded live, and I'll see them getting donations like this, and they don't even mention them. They don't even acknowledge that they received a donation. I can't believe it. I just can't. I'm going, who do you think you are to just ignore a donation that's coming in from a viewer? I mean, what the hell is that? It just blows my mind that they don't acknowledge people who become members, make donations, whether they send us, like we get PayPal donations all the time, and I always give a shout out to the individual if I can. We don't say the amount through PayPal donations, but we tell the world, hey, we just got a donation from so and so. Thank you so much. It's the least I can do. I mean, geez, how do you think I stay on the air? This is it. The advertising rates that I get on this channel are so low. They're so inconsequential. YouTube does not pay me a lot of money to stand here, sit here, talk to you from the number of views I'm getting. I don't have 5,000 or 50,000 people watching me live at any one moment in time. I'm not that kind of a YouTuber. I'm an old guy. I don't appeal to 18-year-old kids. I'm an old fart. They don't give a crap about what I have to say. I'm appealing to a certain demographic of viewers, and I realize it's a minority of the channel, of the YouTube ecosystem. And so for us, when I tell Jen, oh, we've got a donation from so-and-so, or we got 4 more members, or 6 members, or 20 members, Jen just goes, wow, this is amazing. And of course, my relatives, they don't believe it. They believe it, they understand it, but they kind of go, I can't believe it. I mean, why would anyone want to talk to you, hear you talk to them? That's the way it is. The relatives are your dearest, closest people, but you're the harshest critics you've got. So you know how that is out there, some of you. Rob, man, you are the man. I'm the backbone too. Don't ignore me, man. There's another backbone. I got a couple of backbones here. Thank you, guys. You guys are the backbone of this channel. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Out of the 94,000 subscribers, there's like 1.5% of you guys that dominate this channel. The other 98.5% are just here to get a free ride, listen here, listen there, and it's all right. It's okay if you can't afford to make a donation, you can't afford to be a member, you only catch me once in a while. It's okay. I love having you. Any of you want to make a comment that if you're not a member, you can just make a donation for a couple of bucks and leave me a question. I'll do my best to read it. It's all right. Alexander, I disagree that you don't appeal to 18-year-olds. I think you have a very broad appeal. Well, thank you, Alexander, for that. But my analytics tell me otherwise. The analytics breakdown shows me the percentage of viewers that are certain ages. And I can tell you that when this channel first started, when it blew up in January, February, March, the biggest demographic I had was about 24 to 35, and it was in a big chunk, 16 to 24, something like that. There was those two made up half the channel. Those two no longer make up half the channel. They combine now make up a third of the channel. Half the channel now is 35 to 55. That is the channel now. This channel has evolved into a middle-aged channel because of this guy. And that makes sense to me. It absolutely makes sense. I knew going in, there's no way I'm going to hold the youth market here because I do not give out stock tips that will double in 15 minutes. Never would I promote that. I can only give out stocks that I like for reasonable long-term investing, but I still caution everybody, whatever money you put in the market, you can lose it all or a portion thereof because the market is the market. You have to be prepared to wait out your investments. And certain young viewers uh, don't have that philosophy. They say they do, but then they don't, because when they invest in a stock that doesn't go their direction right away, they begin to get fidgety and get angry and get frustrated and lash out, and their true colors comes up, and yet they don't realize that they're doing it, but they're doing it. And that's where I get the thumbs downs, and that's where I get the hate messages. And so there it is. But that's YouTube. That's YouTube. That's investing, and that's the way it goes. So it's funny how this channel has evolved over the years. Thank you. Over the year now, year and a half. Thank you all, those of you who are here. Let's talk about the market right now. We're open. We're down 13 on the Dow. We've got, let me check my quotes right here. We're down 1 point on S&P. We're down 2 on NASDAQ. And right at the moment, I'm showing GameStop showing what now? Let me refresh this. 209.20, I think, is the price. Let me double check on it. No, that's last night's close. So pardon me. I'm still waiting for the first opening trade to actually come through here. 213.05, up 385 on GameStop right now to start the day. Down now 43 on the downside. S&P down 1.8, NASDAQ down 13, oil down 64 cents. And home prices see record growth for third straight month, headline coming through. We've got support.com down $2 to 34.39. We have Robinhood down $1.60 to 42.04. Sofi down 4 cents to 14.15, the bargain of bargains. We have GameStop up 4.72 to 213.92. We have ATIP down 6 cents to 4.09. I'm assuming these markets are open. AMC down up $1.85. Matterport down 40 at the moment at 15.72. Opened at 16.20, 90,000 traded. We'll see if this is just a first minute or two glitch and how it all comes out. 23andMe up 4 cents to 8.72. Smart Rent 13.23, up 75 cents. Again, I don't know how accurate that is. Only 2,900 volume, so we'll see if that holds or if that's real or that's a misquote or what. I'm not 100% sure yet. I got a nickel gain on Rocket Lab. I've got a 10-cent gain showing on Spire. I have a 2-cent gain on Cyxtera. Vanik is down 81 cents. Home Depot up 20. IBM up 27 to 139.24. The Dow now down 38 points. Microsoft down 36 cents. Apple down $1.30. Tesla up down $1.24. Royal Caribbean up 73 cents right now as we are waiting for the markets to open and come around. Goldman showing a gain of $2.96 a share to 414. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you to the backbone of this channel, all of you who make up the backbone of this channel. Thank you, all of you, so much. 214.48, Vanderbilt. We're higher than that. That's even better. Even Bruce, even when I think you're wrong, I respect your opinions. And if I make a comment about that, it's all in good spirit, not hate comments. I know it. I know it. That's the beauty of these members. That's the beauty of my members. My members and I will debate. I'm happy to debate whatever you want to debate. I'm open to thoughts, of course. I haven't got a closed mind that said, this is it. No, I'm not like that at all. So I'm excited and I'm pumped up about where we're at. And I think there's some tremendous upside here. SoFi, 14.20 now, up a penny. GameStop up $6, 215.30. ATIP up a penny for 16. AMC up $1.42. Matterport now $16, only down 12 cents. ME up 12 to 8.80. Smart Rent still showing a gain of 84 cents, 13.32. High of the day, 15,000 volume. So far I gotta go with that. I'm not sure. We had issues yesterday on the Smart Rent quote, if I recall. I wasn't sure if it was accurate or not. I was asking you folks, what are you showing that thing trading at? I'm 12.85 now. That's up 37 cents, but as high as 13.33. So it's around here. Looking interesting. We'll see what's going on. Let's see. That's a good question. Did we ever figure out the catalyst for GameStop? I'm not complaining, but I'm trying to figure out my next move. GameStop, everyone has their opinion on, what they think is causing it. A lot of folks are thinking earnings time. They're always around the earnings. There's a rush. There's a move. Okay. If that's going to happen, If that's going to happen, okay, great. Let's see, what it's got. The last time we had earnings 3 months ago, we saw the shares, reach 330. I remember I was yelling for 346 a share. We never got it. It didn't last long up there. A lot of you were thinking, this is it. We're at 330 and we're going to the 1,000 now. And it didn't happen. A lot of you did not write call options for 350, 400, 500, 600. You didn't write them. And you watched it come back, and it came up, and it went back, and it went right back to 150. Is this the one? Is this it? Is this the moment that the GameStop shares will because the earnings coming out next Wednesday, between now and then, are we going to have a run here to this 260, 280, 300 range? And what? I don't know. Can we even reach what we had last time? I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see the volume happening that we need to have to run this market. 157,000 traded so far in 5 minutes, which is fine, but that's the opening salvo. That's typical. If this were really taking off with unbelievable interest, we'd be at a couple million right now. We're not. So I don't know. I mean, there's interest in the stock. Yeah, there is. But it's not unreserved interest. It seems to be cautious interest. And so, yeah, it's up. It's up 479, and I'm not complaining. But I also wonder, what's going on? Is this being led by AMC? That's the other question. It's AMC 44.91, up $1.58. Is that the leader and GameStop's the follower? GameStop doesn't have financials coming out next week. GameStop does, not AMC. AMC has no financials coming out next week. So, what is the deal here? What's really driving what? I'm happier at 213 than 155. I'll tell you that. I'm happier here than at 165, 175. I'm happier here for all of you because you're all richer by 40, 50 bucks a share in the last 2 weeks. This is great. The question is staying power, and the question is follow through from here. As we know, this stock can go up 50 bucks from here or go back 50 bucks from here, and it'll hang around a while at each level. Or stay right here. We'll see what gives. We'll watch it. Sofi 14.18 down 1 penny, down 272 on support.com at 33.67. We've got ATIP up a nickel at 4.20. We have Matterport at 15.98, up down 15 cents right now. We've got 23andMe up 20 cents to 8.88. We have Smart Rent holding 12.52 now. We got up to 13.32 on the first thing at 28,800 traded now. That's all I got. I got no news for you on Smart Rent, but it is twitchy. It's twitchy. Rocket Lab down 2 cents to 10.01. Spire up a dime at 9.47. Sextero down 8 cents to 8.67. This one I have early quotes right now for us on some of these stocks we're following. All right. Okay. I looked at my PayPal after the show. Been a member of PayPal since 2000, 21 years. Half of my life. Isn't that something? Yeah, they've been around a while. I mean, they're huge. They're big. They can afford to build their own platform. They could. They don't need to buy somebody else. I'm just kind of wondering about what their growth curve expectations are. Are they quite happy to just go after their own clientele? Makes sense. I can see it making sense. But if PayPal is getting into it, Robinhood just went public with it. All kinds of other platforms have come up in the last few years. Sofi has their platform. The question now I wonder about is would another party want in on this? And the way they'll get in is just buy their way in. Who do you buy? You don't buy Robinhood. You don't do that because you're buying a bag of snakes with Robinhood, with all their legal problems that they've got going, all the lawsuits they're fighting. Oh my God. The legals on Robinhood have got to be $1 million a day. $1 million a day, easy legal fees. You don't want to buy those guys. SoFi would be a clean buy, but it would get you so much more. And so that's kind of why I wonder, who would take a run at SoFi? Well, I got a few in mind that would do it, but when? And for SoFi, the minute that charter comes through, changes everything. It just changes its value by at least 50% more, minimum. So let's see what happens. Kevin, thank you, Kevin. Thanks for being here. Let's see here. 500,000 SoFi in first 3 minutes. SoFi volume now, 764,000. It's actually not that active. That's not as active as before. 216.68 on GameStop right now. Holding a gain now 748. So looking good, looking great. Let me see. Any more messages I need to get to here? Thank you everybody for being around here. Yeah, Smart Rent 1250 now. Let's go. You can now buy $680 contracts on GameStop for September 17th. Holy moly. I'm filing a lawsuit against Bruce for stealing my look, bald. Good stuff. Are we worried about Matterport? I'm not. Let's see. They sold 5 million shares to raise $2 billion, Brucey. Yeah, that's right. Our friends at the GameStop, they're on their way. I give up, says Kevin. I'm glad I didn't write calls. Do you think Ryan Cohen or DFW write calls? I don't think Ryan can. I'm not sure if he's allowed to under his restrictions. I don't know. DFW, we could be. I don't, I'm not sure. Let's see. What else? Yep, I remember you said to sell at this point and buy more when the stock retreats. I did that, and then I bought Emmy for 100. And Amber, did I miss anything? Nope, everything is great. The Dow's off 40, but we're hanging in there. GameStop is on a 90-day algorithmic trading cycle. Each cycle will be more violent than the previous cycle. The due diligence is out there if you know where to look. Well, I haven't seen I haven't seen the violent up move yet, like we did before. When that stock went the last time, it went from like 170 to 210.20, and then within days it was 280. And it's been days, and we're now at 215. We went from 150.60 to 210. We got to 227, 225, 227, back to the 200, 205 range. Now we're at 215, but we're not going here. We're trading, but we're not flying, and we're not getting the volume. We have 283,000 shares traded here. The last time we were in the millions in the first hour, and I don't see this. But then maybe it's tomorrow. I mean, maybe it's later today. I don't know. I'm in plain English telling you what I see. I'm not telling you whether it's right or wrong. I'm just telling you what I see. And we're watching this 1420 on SoFi, up a penny again. A volume now on SoFi, 868,000. Looks like selling is stopping. There's no heavy volume, and it's down a dime. It's light volume. It's up a penny. That might be a sign on SoFi that we might be into the turnover here with SoFi. That this latest wave of selling we've had for 4 or 5 days might have petered out, and here we go. We might be petering up now. We'll see how this goes. Let's see. What else? Let's go. Not being led by AMC. Yeah. Let's go. The DM here, good comment here. Totally agree with that. I totally disagree with that. Retail orders are irrelevant to GameStop. Retail has already bought the amount of outstanding shares multiple times over. The catalyst is the liquidations of the shorts and the swaps. You could be right. It could well come down to some kind of an announcement from GameStop other than the financials. If they only release their financials and they only have a conference call that lasts 5 to 10 minutes, this is not good news. If they come out with their financials and at the same time they announce a couple of corporate developments, that could be a catalyst for the stock. Absolutely. But at the moment, it's total silence. We're 8 days away from the financials. I believe it's next Wednesday. And so right now it's quiet. I recall Uncle Bruce getting a whole lot of trouble when he said, maybe GameStop is overvalued at 340. Maybe think about cutting a check. Yeah, I remember the hatred that I was getting when I was telling you guys, it's 340 a share. At the very least, I was saying you might want to write $400 call options on this stuff for a month or two. Maybe you can write a $500 call option for 2 or 3 months. Maybe you could write January call options at $800 a share. Take the home run. 800 plus 90 in premium. That's 890 that you would be getting if it took off on you. What's wrong with 890 a share? I always complain. You can always buy them back if they're going to go higher. But people were saying, "Oh no, if they go to 890, they're going right to 2,000. There's not going to be a pause. You won't have a chance." I'm going, I don't think so. I just don't think so. But hey, some of you sold your stock at 330, 350. You bought it back at 210, 220, and then you told me later I bought it back too soon because it went back to 160. Yeah, well, there's always the highest high, the lowest low, and anything in the middle. But are you making money? That's the bottom line. If you're just watching the ride and you're always on the ride, you're as poor or as rich as you were going in. But if you're able to take advantage of some swings, more power to you. Up to you how you want to do it. Okay. Let's go. We're trying to push 216, 215.40 right now is where we're at right here. Let's see. Yeah. Went to 300 plus, was overbought, overcorrection 140, bounced back to 210. Yep, Matterport back in the green. Let's take a look. MTTR 1618 up 6. Yeah. Yes, Matterport back into the green. 1618, high of 1638. Coming on again on 243,000. Go, Matterport, go. Just go higher. ME up 18, 886. More Matterport expansion news, says Joe. Fantastic. Let's see. Looks like Matterport had another news release today. I love these guys, how they do this. I just love how they do this. It's recovering, and it's great. It's going to go higher, kids. It's not going to just recover. Your Matterport is not going to go to $17 or $18 and then sit there and go back to 10. No. Now that it's all done and it's been transferred over to Matterport, this stock has its own future. It has no past. It has its own future only. And this is going to go higher. This is going higher. Looking good. Okay. 215.44 on GameStop right now. All righty. Let's see. What else? Let's see. Yesterday, the highest contract available was a 450. Now it's a 680. You say? That's awesome. 250,000 volume on game and up. $8. More and more funds are buying GameStop for investment. If it was a squeeze, they would be buying in much greater quantities. But it's good news for the stock's future. We're at 215.03. Matterport 1624 up 12 cents. Thank you. AMC up 225, 45.56. Looking good. ATIP up a nickel. Let's see. What else? What else is going on? Good luck with your move, Mr. B. Thank you. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go. Okay. Okay, Uncle B, I haven't had time to take your courses yet, but I have a question about time decay, I guess. My Matterport January 15 calls are in the money, but are still negative. How or what should I expect with this? Well, the share, you probably, when you bought the contracts, there was a higher premium at the moment because of more time available at the time, plus the options had just come out. There's probably a lot of demand for them. Now things are settling in. From here on forward, the movement of the stock is going to dictate your profit or loss from here. 614 a share is great to see, but I wouldn't be surprised in the very near future, whether it's today, this week, next week, we're going to see 18 to 20. We're going to see 18 to 20 very soon on Matterport because there's no selling coming in. There's nothing coming in. It's just not coming at us. And the ability of the stock to go up a couple more dollars here to 18 to 20 is very doable. That's going to put you $3 to $5 in the money on your contract plus premium. The other thing is if the shares keep accelerating in price, the premiums will start rising again on your contracts. More players will be coming in to buy the 15s to get into this market, to get into this stock. They want the time, January. They're going to want the in the money value, 15, and they're going to bid up your contract. So it's just going to get better for you. 1623 now on Matterport at the moment. GameStop 214 up 480 right now. All right. Let's go. Let's go. I need to just jump in and get my feet wet with doing a call, but I'm scared. Let's see. Well, the way to do it then is to write a contract that is way out of the money. Write a contract maybe for a month with a $275 price on it, and bring in $3-4 or whatever you can get on it. I don't even know because I'm not looking at the option chain, and that's one way to start. Write a contract that expires this Friday at $240. Bring in a couple of bucks, or $230, $15 away, or next Friday for $250s or something like that. Write one contract. If you have 300 shares, write one call contract on 100 of them, and try that. There's ways. Let's see. Investment funds scooped up GameStop, adding to their investment portfolio could be what's driving the price. Yesterday, another large purchase. Hey, they more the better. Uncle Bruce, thoughts on PFOF and the SEC comments recently? A price for performance. I know Canada does not allow that. Yeah, it's not allowed in Canada. It's not allowed in the UK. We have trading up here where you pay so much a trade or so much a month for your accounts. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. The brokerage firms might be told that you can't do paper performance. You can only do a flat. You can do a flat thing. So it might be that brokerage firms come out and say if you have more than $25,000 in your account, you pay $4.99 a month. If you have less than $25,000, you pay $19.99 a month or something like that as a flat fee. I don't know. I could be dead wrong on all this. It could be $1 a week. It could be $1 a month. It could be $10 a month flat rate. It could be 10 cents a trade, a penny a trade. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. They'll come up with something. Believe me, these brokers will come up with something, and we'll see what's going on. We'll see what's going on. All right. AMC, 10 million shares in 15 minutes. It's still up $1.78. What's the website again? It's stockmarketswithbruce.ca. That's the address. It's in the description below. Stockmarketswithbruce.ca. There you go. All right. Let's see. What else here? Thank you all for hanging around here with me today. We're going up. Hey. Let's see. What's the best? What's better, Uncle Bruce? Good morning, Uncle Bruce. What's better? Holding cash and buying puts, or buying stock and selling covered calls for passive income or long-term bullish position? I think what you mean is holding cash and writing puts. I think that's what you should be saying. It's holding cash and selling puts, writing puts, because you're looking at a bullish position. Or buying stock and selling covered calls for passive income on long-term bullish positions. There you go. Well, if the stock is a dividend-paying stock, then you buy the stock and you write calls against the stock, out of the money, short-term calls against the stock. You take your dividend income, you take your option income, and say thank you very much. If the company is like a Sofi, you could write put contracts on Sofi, maybe 3 months out, 6 months out, maybe at the money or slightly in the money. Maybe you would write 15s or 1750s or even 20s. You write $20 Sofis if there's a premium in there. In other words, you can't just get $6 a contract and expect to pay $14 a share when it's trading at $14.12. You got to get $7 of premium so that you're only paying $13 a share, or you maybe get $7.50 of premium. Got to make it worth your while. Now, if you sell a put contract for $7.50 at $20 for however many months forward, the strategy is that if the shares go up in price, say they go to $17.50, your contract that you wrote at 20 is only in the money $2.50 plus time value. Now, it might be a $4.50 contract, but you wrote it for $7.50 or $8. So now you're ahead $3 a contract, $300 a contract in profit, having the stock go up. So you're gaining value as it goes higher. Now, if the contracts are going to expire in 3 or 4 or 5 months, and the shares do reach 1750, and you wrote them for 750, if they go to 1750 a share, they're only worth 250 book value, and they'll start trading around 250 to $3 each. Therefore, giving you a gain on the value of the stock and a gain on the time depreciation as these puts time out. That's the upside for you. That's why you either write 20s or 1750s or 15s. If you can write a 15 and bring in a $3 premium, you're committing to buy the stock at 12. And it only has a book value here of 94 cents. The rest is time. That's what you want to earn. You want to earn that 294 time shrinkage as the shares break 50. They go to 15, 16, $17. Those contracts will be worth zero. You can keep all the money for the contract. Thank you very much. Nice little game. Not bad from a $14 position to make, say, $3 a contract net to you. That's like having the stock go from $14 to $17, right? But if it just goes to $15.50, you can make the $3. You don't need it to go to 17 to make the $3. Hence why you want to look at that. Okay. Here we go. Joe Olivia, good question. Do these companies make big announcements like NFT, for example, during a financial call? Or would they do it in a separate announcement and just stick to the numbers? They could, in the same day that they announce the numbers, make a press release additional about this NFT. That could be a separate press release on the same day. Very much so. Companies like to release good news. And if the financials are good, if the numbers are higher per store than last year because everything was closed last year, how can it be high? How can it not be higher? It's higher than 2019, perhaps. The company's growing on a per store basis. E-commerce is growing dramatically. I mean, they're going to come out with something on the financials. Let's hope it's really good stuff. Then they come out with, oh, by the way, we're launching our NFT website as well. It starts September 1 or it starts on October 1 or whatever it is. That could add fuel to the fire. Yes, it could. I don't know if they will, and I don't know if it'll happen. But yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay. I need to buy more Matterport and Sofi. Dang it. Sofi is ripe and ready, but I never buy in the green, so I got to wait on Matterport. We are fast approaching Matterport's highest price this year, $16.73, $16.04. It's going to break it. It's going to go higher than that. My opinion. Let's see. It's up to $6.80 because of earnings next week. Let's hope that has an effect, John. Let's hope so. I've never heard of a company announcing an NFT. We're in uncharted territory. I agree. This is the company that is in uncharted territory. Yeah. Let's see. The only thing I don't like about Matterport is the volume is so low. Well, yeah, 333,000 today, trading at 1601 right now. So, yeah, medium volume, but it's not incredible. I agree. Do you have to buy all 100 shares, or can you just buy $50 or none and just take your profit? Amber. Well, if you are writing a put contract, you're writing a put, you are committing to buy 100 shares for every contract you write. Okay. If you want to buy stock and make money on stock, you don't have to buy 100 shares. You can buy one share. You can buy 38. You can buy as many shares as you have money. So if you want to buy Sofi shares at $14.05 and you have enough money to buy 38 shares, you can buy 38 shares. The stock goes up $1 and you sell them, you made $38. Less any fees, obviously, and if there's no commissions, you make $38. Dan, Matterport, March 18, 22, $20 calls. $20 calls on Matterport for $1.80. Is that a good price to buy those? That's what you're asking me. So you're looking at March 22 contracts that are $4 out of the money. That's expensive. I would be looking at 1750s or 15s and pay the price. If you can buy 15s, they're in the money, $1.10. Then anything over that is premium. Hopefully it's less than $1.80. Hopefully. Let's see. I feel like I've heard this before on several stocks. This is what I'm talking about. Be careful. Be careful. Amber, you can just sell the option and not eat it and not eat the fee. There you go. Oh, GameStop. What's crazy to me is the high volume. GameStop. What's crazy to me is the high volume on the $450 and $680 calls, 10 times more than the others. I also noticed the same volume high on 300s, 350s, 4s, and 450s. Why would that be the ones they pick off? Right. Again, there are gamblers out there who are saying, if this stock were to really take off to 600 a share and 700 a share and 800 a share, then, buying 3s and 350s, 400s, 450s are a good move because, you're way in the money. But what they want to do is they want to buy these way out of the money contracts for very little money per to get a big volume of stock. They can buy 100 contracts for cheap money per contract or 1,000. They're trying to throw 5 or 10 grand into a pot to gamble. And if they can throw 5 or 10,000 bucks and get their hands on 5,000 shares of leverage or 10,000 shares or 15,000 shares of leverage, that's what they're doing. The gamble is all 3, 5, 10, 15 grand. I mean, it's all on the table. It could be all disappeared into nothingness, but there are gamblers out there who have $250,000 are prepared to throw 10 grand at this stuff. They're looking for the lottery, the big payoff. They're looking for the payoff. Will they get it? I don't know. That's the thing. I watched the MACD like it's my job. I saw the downturns coming. I saw that stock was going to go down. All who sold at 350 and got back in lower when we squeezed. Don't forget to factor in my cut. There you go. There you go. Let's see here. Lots of comments coming in today. Welcome. Matterport is still under lockup. Come December, it will crash when lockups expire. Stop buying these contracts. Just look at what Sofi did. Amber, rock on, thank you. In May, every message in the chat was stock, date, strike price. And guess what happened? Just saying. Okay. Facts. Okay. I guess I'm just wondering if there's are usually any big announcements during a financial call or not. Well, there can be. If Matterport volume seems a huge increase, it can go up, and that will move the option prices too, correct? Yes, of course. The one-day chart on GameStop looks like a hand with an index finger pointing up. The mother of all short squeezes are confirmed. Amber, Byromania says, Amber, only 3 outcomes. Call is out of the money, set to expire, worthless. Call is spot on the trading price, no point in exercising. Call is in the money, and you can sell at a heft profit with some time left. Hefty profit. There you go. Got it. My notes on my phone now. Thank you, Uncle B. That's definitely what they mean. I see people mentioning about GameStop, $608 calls, and I'm here holding on to my GameStop $215 call. I'm sweating it out. $219.74 up $10 a share on GameStop. You're getting richer. How about that? That's good stuff. Way easier to understand. Thank you. Keep an eye on GameStop if you are writing puts. If some theories that I've read about the price action may dip around the 10th or a little while after. Okay. How you doing, Fanville? You selling yet? A guy on a Buffalo right call options on IBM for 142 to 145. It never gets there. Ask John Van if you don't believe me. There you go. Clay, 180 down to, what do you think? I see, says John. Fanville, not yet, not settled for pennies. There you go. Matterport is down to 15.96. I showed it 16.16 again at this moment. Maybe I'm wrong. So I'm showing 16.16 at 352,000. But it did do a little dip, and it's now doing a little bounce. How about that? GameStop, 219.74 up 10.54 right now. All righty, that's where we're at. SoFi, 14.01 down 18 cents. Bargoon. What do we got elsewhere? We have... You got GameStop at 219.59, the high of the day 221, right there. Okay. Let's see. Joe, announcement would involve a thing. The SEC doesn't regulate. They couldn't keep it on their back pocket and want to wait to play it. When it'll be like dropping a nuke on shorts. Let's see. I didn't hear no bell, says the free thinker. Uncle B, do you think SoFi will go global? I don't know. It could. I don't know. The theory is that hedge funds are rolling over futures positions every 90 days to cover swaps. Don't know how high or low the volatility will be. Thank you, Uncle B. Thank you. I'm aware of that theory. Well, time to start drinking and not look at portfolio today. Okay. On that, thank you. Free Thinker Fenville says, yes, sir. Thank you. I will get out my calls today. Don't want to be in the same position like last week when I lost 200, lost the 200 and the 250s. Right now, GameStop, 1054 is the gain at 219.74. Looking good. Matt Sanders, you will be, I'm a better mood today. Don't forget. Okay. It was a joke. I was kidding. I'm in a better mood even. Let's see. Now my portfolio is red for the day on everything except GameStop. GameStop's so beautiful. Amber, Uncle Bruce is talking about issuing calls and to sell and collect fees. If big movements happen, you could just rebuy at a higher price and pretty much eliminate risk writing covered calls. I mean, look, you write a covered call now at, say, with a 240 buyout exercise, good for a month. The stock goes to 230 this afternoon. You buy the call back and write 260s. For 2 weeks further out, you bring in even more money. This is, you can replace, even if you break even on the call, you buy the call back for, say, you sell for 20, you buy it back for 30, you resell a new call for 30, but you upped your exercise price by $30 a share. You're 30 a share richer on the whole deal here. Stock then backs back down to 220, 210. That call that new call you wrote at 30 is now worth 10. You buy it back, you scored your $20, you still got your stock. Now you're writing new calls all over again. You never stop writing calls. Never forget. So thanks, Matt. Matt may need alcohol to get me there. How to calculate book value for a company and what does it mean? I'm talking about book value of a contract is what I'm talking about. So if the stock's trading at $220 a share and you have a $210 call contract that you own, it's $10 in the money. You have a $215 call contract, it's $5 in the money. You have a $220 call contract, stock's trading at $220, you have no book value. You're even. Stock's at $220, you got a $225 contract, you're $5 out of the money. You have a $230 contract, you're $10 out of the money, or $20 out of the money. It's a question of where the stock's at and what your exercise price is versus whether you're in the money or out of the money. On the put, it's the reverse. On the call, it's long. On the put, it's short. That's all. Anyway, guy in a Buffalo, Phil, don't take advice from me ever, especially for my initial advice. GameStop is up to 680 in calls because of the gamblers, not earnings. That's right. That's the gamblers. That's the demand for the contracts. That's all it is. It's not the company's earnings. It's people gambling on the earnings, gambling on everything. Yeah, that is true. Sofi down 18 cents to $14. Super discount on sale. What can I tell you? Volume on Sofi now. 3.2 million, hit a low of 1397, now back to 1403. Interesting market. ATIP up 2 cents to 417. AMC up 235, 45.68. The high of the day, 46.25. High of the day for AMC. Volume of 24 million shares so far. Matterport 1606 down 6. ME up 2 to 870. Smart Rent down 28 to 1220. Rocket Lab down 32 to 971. Spire up a dime, 947. Sextera down 24 to 851. IBM up 95 cents to 139.92. What's happening with IBM? Down 43 on the market on the Dow. Microsoft down 37 cents. Apple down $1.32. Tesla down 155. IBM is up. What's going on? Royal Caribbean up 4 cents. Amazon up $12. Facebook up 47 cents. Google up 31 cents. Wow. I don't know. Cisco down 39 cents. NVIDIA down 3.98. Goldman down 22 cents. IBM is up almost $1. Holy moly macaroni on the IBM. All right. Let's see. Spire secures an order to provide satellite weather data for NOAA. NOAA. Interesting. Let's see. Hi, Uncle Bruce. I just got here. What is the SoFi PayPal story and what would be the impact of the stock? I have been talking here this morning about the possibility of people coming into the platform business, trading business. And we know that PayPal yesterday had acknowledged publicly that they are now looking into setting up their own platform stock trading service. They've got a whole bunch of clients that they could probably convince to open up a platform trading thing inside PayPal. It'll be interesting to see how all this plays out. It might be for U.S. residents only to start. It might be eventually for Canadian residents through a Canadian PayPal thing. It might be European residents through a European thing. I don't know. but I'm guessing it'll start with American people only, American citizens only, for an American trading platform. And I've been speculating that they can do it themselves at the cost of millions of dollars and a couple of years of building it out, or they could buy an existing entity that's already doing it. And I have been speculating with Sofi now for weeks and months that Sofi could be a takeover target for not only PayPal, but anybody else. It could be a large online player that wants to get into banking, online banking. Sofi is this close to getting their bank charter now. They're about to nail this thing any day. That's going to add a 50% premium to Sofi shares instantly. And with that in hand, you acquire Sofi with a bank charter, with a stock trading platform. For PayPal, that might be irresistible. It might be the perfect time to jump on Sofi and take it from 22 to 50. And away we go. I don't know. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's not. But I'm throwing it out there as a possibility that there is possibilities here for all kinds of stuff to go on here. And Sofi right now at $14.02, down 17 cents. This is a ridiculous price to be selling it at. But people are selling it. What can I say? There it is. That's all I'm going to say about that for now. I talked a lot about it this morning, though, if you want to watch a rerun. Okay, continue on. Sofi. Okay, we have 642 people watching. Only 330 thumbs ups. How pathetic is that? They say. Well, I hope it comes around. I hope you see it in your best interest to help me out. Throw me a thumbs up. Amber, GameStop got up to 218.34. Can't stop, won't stop. There you go. We're showing it now 217.87 here. And let's see here. Alrighty. Let's see. Hey, Jen, how you doing? It's windy out there. That's right. Let's see. I like the strategy. Amber says my strategy, Pyromania, is to only buy on days ending in Y. That's the only time I buy. Otherwise, I don't buy on any other day. If it doesn't end in Y, I don't buy. But if it ends in Y, I'll buy. Okay. It is pronounced YBM, Bruce, not IBM. YBM. Why? Getting close to my 901 limit order. Is that your Rocket Lab? 976. That doesn't look like a limit order down there. I'm not sure what's going on there. Where else are we at right now? We got SoFi at 1403. We have GameStop at 218.61. We have ATIP up 3. We got AMC at 45.60, up 227. Matterport 15.96, down 16 cents. ME down 14, just went negative 8.54. Smart Rent down 20. Rocket Lab down 24. Spire up 4. Sextera down 23. So the market went negative on a bunch of our stocks. We've got the Dow now down only 4 points. It's going positive while our stocks are going negative. Try and figure this out. Try. I have no idea. Why IBM? Why is what I say after eating Chipotle. Jen, get the crud out, man. Gesundheit, Jen. Jen is getting the crud out. She's waking up and she's moving things. AJ, bless you and good morning. Moving things through the system. That's right. So how you doing, dear? We're another day closer to leaving.
I know. I'm not panicked.
We're not panicking.
No.
Oh, no, we're not panicking. We're not panicked at all. We're calm. It's fine. Nothing to worry about here. We're throwing out the crud. We got a dump run coming next week for crud.
Man.
Oh, man, have we got a dump run coming. Oh, my gosh. 218.94 on GameStop, up 9.74. Go GameStop, go.
Yes.
Oh my.
YBM.
YBM. Oh lordy. Hello, Jen from John Anderson.
Why would Big Blue break our heart?
Why are they doing this to us? Why? You guys leaving the upper deckers on the way out? The upper deckers. Rocket Lab heard, Amber, that you said, I think it'll go up now. Okay. Let's hope for the best. We'll see what happens. Oh my goodness. 218.67 on GameStop, up 9.67. All right. Yeah.
When does the earnings next week?
Yeah, Wednesday next week. Yeah, Matterport just jumped to 1603. It's only down 9 again. Dow's up 8.3, and now S&P and NASDAQ are negative. So it's shifted. Go figure with this one. Oh, what a crazy. Crazy.
How are the storms doing down in Louisiana?
I haven't been noticing. I haven't noticed any. I haven't noticed any talk about it on the financial markets. I don't see any talk about it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem to be a major impact on industry. There's the power is out in areas in Louisiana, of course, but they knew it would be. Right. So they factored that in. Refineries have their own power systems and their own power stations.
Sure.
So they don't need the grid.
They just need to have the roads open so that the diesel trucks can get into.
But they have pipelines.
Filling up.
But they got pipelines too.
No, but the pipelines aren't going to bring it to my building.
Well,
I need to have the roads open to have the diesel truck come to my building and fill up my storage tank.
Yes and no, because they do have refineries on the waterfront.
Right.
And the tankers offload into tanks, and then they have pipelines into the refineries, and then they have the other tanks for the refined product, and then it goes out in pipeline and by truck. It's a combination of all kinds of stuff. But there are, of course, gas stations damaged.
Pipeline is bringing it to my building, though.
Well, no. You've got trucks bringing it to gas stations, right? But there are gas stations that are without power. They can't receive any anyway.
Exactly.
So.
No, I'm thinking diesel for my emergency generator.
Well, the refiners will have loads of it.
But you got to have the road open so that the truck can get there.
Yeah. I would imagine, though, that the refineries refine the fuel into diesel. They store diesel into tanks at the refinery to use for energy to make electricity. Right. So they don't need trucks to bring it to them in that sense.
Not for the refinery, but I'm just thinking about, every building out there.
Yeah, every building with a generator, like hospitals and stuff. Yeah, it's
being, the property manager.
Being the property manager you are.
Where's my diesel truck?
Where is it?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Those were about the only trucks that were moving in Calgary during the flood.
Diesel trucks.
Lots of diesel trucks, keeping those emergency generators going.
Very important safety tip. Yeah, very important safety tip.
That's when we all started thinking maybe above ground storage tanks are a good idea, since my
above the water line
is underwater
and it's filling up with water. That's not a good thing.
That 500-year flood.
Yeah, maybe that's the way to do this. Yes.
So, chocolate bar.
I had a chocolate bar yesterday. Yes, got it for later. Yeah. You have yours. I have mine. Yeah.
What's your bagel going to be?
Bagel of choice today. I'm thinking grape jelly today, because yesterday we did the schmear.
Oh,
so today I'll do the grape jelly.
I thought maybe the purple was influencing you.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of that. Concord grape purple. Well, that's what I'm thinking.
See, that way if you drop it on, you won't even know.
You won't even see it.
Okay, Concord grape.
Concord grape. Yay! Good stuff, man. Good stuff. 1601 on Matterport, down 11 cents. Sofi, 1406 coming back, still down 13. Did IBM finally wake up? Carlos is asking. What's with the IBM here? It is up $1.43 to 140.27. How about that? It's higher. Dow up 19 points. The Dow's being pushed up by IBM. IBM is pushing it up. We're up 19 on the Dow now. That's interesting. Well, yes. Australian reporter's question to Trump election lawyer Sidney Powell. Did you ever hear yourself and think that it sounded ridiculous? Did you ever think you were a blithering idiot when you were answering questions on that guy's behalf? Did you ever think about that? Those are honest questions from a reporter. Obviously not a U.S. reporter worried about U.S. media repercussions. This is an Australian reporter going, I got nothing to lose. I'll ask this guy what I think. Oh, my gosh. I don't know, kids. I don't know. What is happening? Let's see. What is happening right now? GameStop 219.28 up 10.08, going higher. GameStop is coming higher. Vanderbilt says I set a limit of 15. It's now 13.40 now. And let's see. Pyromania. Just for visibility at Stock Markets with Bruce, I will donate to a fund drive for Jen's spa days. There you go. Here we go. Yeah, Jen will be, I'm sure, enjoying those. Let's see. Here we go. Sis Farragut, here we go. Right now, GameStop, 220.45, going up again. High today, 221. It's getting better. Interesting. Delta variant is cited as U.S. consumer confidence sinks to a 6-month low. That would make sense. The Dow is up 12, but the S&P down 3, NASDAQ down 45. GameStop, 220.35, up $11 a share right now. It's going higher. Here we go. No politics, please. 220 shattered. 220 shattered. Exactly. Yes, no politics, please. 221.01 going up on the GameStop. New high today at 21.01 here. Very good stuff. Let's see. Serious assessment targets we could fill up. I know, like, where my money's going. I don't want to pay taxes. There's nothing like a $12 increase on less than 1 million shares of volume. You know more than me, Uncle Bruce. You're in your 60s and I'm 37. I just started in stocks in January. I hear you. 221 on the stock. What a great time to write options at 240, 250. This could be a good time to consider that. We'll see how the stock wants to go here. Good stuff. Those of you who are long contracts, you're making some money. Good stuff. What can I say? Interesting markets. What do we have? Matterport, $16, down 12, and 23andMe down 15 cents to 8.53. Smart Rent down 12 cents to 12.36. Rocket Lab down 32 to 9.71. Spire up 6 cents to 9.43. Sextera down 38 cents to 8.37 a share. IBM up $1.30 to 140.27. There you go. I know some of you have been listening to me and buying long-term IBM calls way out there next year because of the split coming up. Sooner or later, it's going to have an impact on this stock. Maybe now, I don't know. Okay, yay, says Amber. Let's see. Go, says Amber. Amber's got the right attitude on this. Yes, let's roll. 220.54 up 11.5 on GameStop shares. Support.com, 34.13 down 226. Robinhood down only 38 cents now, 43.16. SoFi up to 14.10, now down only 9 cents. GameStop 220.86 up 11.66. ATIP up 3.5. AMC up 254 to 45.87. The high today was 46.25 for AMC, so it needs another 30 cents to reach the high, but it's on its way. 31 million shares traded, but GameStop is outdoing AMC today. It's definitely leading the pack. 221.75 up 12.55 on GameStop. It's going higher. It's coming on. GameStop volume now 1.15 million, still light, but the stock's going up in price. Go, man, go. Let's see. By the way, good morning, Bagel Gang. Thank you, Splur TV. Sound of my first beer opening crack. Going to be a long day, ladies and gents. Let's see. Can't YouTube have an overlay where you can watch donations fill it up like on Twitch? And it's all good, guys. Thank you for hanging around here. Down 12 points on the Dow now, down 5 on S&P, down 41 on NASDAQ. That is where we're at right there. Oil down 72 cents to 68.49. The oil is coming back on through the Gulf and through all the refineries, and the pipelines will all reopen in a few days. It will all be normal. And so the crush of oil is just not a concern. China concerns keep coming up about the lower need for oil for China. This is causing pressure on oil prices. So interesting how that is going. Matterport, $16. Yeah, let's go. I showed 15.96 to 16. $46 on AMC, up now through 46, 270 gain, 220.86 up 11.86, 11.66 gain on GameStop. So let's go. GameStop and AMC, run them and take advantage of these runs with writing nice, juicy contracts. Fantastic, folks. Up to you if you do or not. Alrighty. I own 1,000 shares of TTE. I'm down $4,000. Thinking about selling and making up losses and selling puts on SoFi. What are your thoughts? Writing puts on SoFi. Writing puts on SoFi. I would recommend that for sure. You'll make money writing puts on SoFi. I think you'll make money writing puts on SoFi. You go out long enough, Yes, I think he'll do well. 219.88 on GameStop, up 10.68 as we jump around a bit here. The Dow now down 31. Thank you for all of what you're telling me. Amber is saying to Pyrohomia, Austin, Explorer Austin, sound of my hit for the stock market. Just wanted to say cheers. Blah blah blah. B Fitz, Bruce, what have we typically seen in price action on GameStop following past financials? Do you have any expectations either way? I'm open-ended. I don't know this time what's going to happen. I don't know this time. Time for pillow fights and 60s music, says Mark Blue Skies. Kareem, Uncle Bruce, what are the chances Sofi gets the charter? People sell on the news, and the stock drops to a low. Okay, so the chances of getting the charter and then people sell because they get the charter. The stock isn't at an all-time high right now. It's not at a new, fresh high. It's not at a recent high. It's at a recent low. I don't think so. It's not here because of – we're not going to sell on news from here. I think we're going to buy on news from here. That's just my guess, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Bruce, I wrote some in-the-money GameStops at $145 a month ago. It expired this Friday. And pulled a $25 a share in premium. Okay, so what's my play now? Roll out to January, March to stay flat or get called? What should I do? Thank you, Jen, so much. Okay, so you pulled in $25 a share when you sold that contract. To buy it back right now will run you about where are we at right now? So 220 right now, right? So 75. So it'll be about $75, $80 to buy it back. You could turn around and write a new contract for $50 to $75. If you write it for $50, you're just breaking even because you're giving back the $25. If you write it for $75 or $80, you're rolling out of one into another, and you're going to have you still have the $25 in your account, right? So which one do you roll out to? Well, if you go January to March, you should be able to find a contract with that kind of premium out to that time frame, certainly. You'll raise dramatically your premium, of course. The exercise price, of course, is what you want to think about. Let me look at January 22s as I'm watching this option chain light up for me here. So if you were to write a contract for $80, the highest price you can get would be a $175 for January 2022. If you're writing a $70 contract, you would be writing a $200 right now. So you'd be going up from $145 to $200. You're still in the money, but it would cost you, maybe $5 a contract to do that switch. If, however, we go forward, let's say April 22, April 2022. Okay. To bring in $80 on a contract, you would be writing about a $210 contract. And so that would give you just out of the money, like in the money by $10. You wrote a $220, you might get $78 or in that neighborhood. So that might be the move. That might be the move to write a $220 at the money for that point in time. On the other hand, if the shares do a dip this afternoon to 210 or 205, which could happen, then of course your buyback will be $10 or $15 less, and then you'll be looking to write maybe a $65 or a $70 contract going out. So you could look for that. Again, that'll change the dynamics of everything, but that is possible. On the other hand, if you don't do anything, you'll be taken out at 145, which means you'll have sold for 170, and now you're going to need to buy back. If you want to buy again, contract and write, you're going to need to buy stock back at the whatever it's trading at, 210, 220. You won't get as many shares as you had, but you'll still have, if you have 200 instead of 300 or 300 instead of 400, you'll write 3 new contracts instead of 4 or 2 instead of 3. So there is that. These are all considerations you have to go through right now. So DQ, I didn't expect it either. You didn't expect it, but it did. I understand. But a rollover is still doable for you. Definitely doable. You could, like I said, write out, that much further. Now, if you do write an $80 contract, okay, and the stock backs off to 180, say in the next month, it backs off to 180, those contracts you're selling at 80 will probably go down to about 45 or 50, and you can buy them back there, score a nice little gain, thank you, turn around now and write a closer in contract for a closer in time and premium. So maybe you're going to write, the stock was to 180, you might write a 200 for January, having bought back the April. For the same amount of money, you're buying back that April contract because it's way out of the money because the stock went down to 180. So you're going to play the reverse game now. So you're going to score, cash as you buy back a call that's gone way down, and write a new call that is closer to 180 and might be closer in time. Stock goes to 160 for just for argument's sake. It goes to 160. You'll buy that contract back you wrote when it got to 180. You'll buy it back as well. And you may just do nothing, wait for the stock to rebound to 170, 180 again, and then rewrite the 200 again, and just keep writing and writing and writing. So there's a lot of options here available to you that you can look into. Okay. Let's see. It might be a good idea to start with a call on Sofi or GameStop, says Amber. But I heard calls on GameStop slows the mother of all trades. It doesn't do anything about that. Let's see. GameStop calls are insanely expensive anyway. If you want to dip your toe in a call option, GameStop isn't it. I agree. You just be a writer only. A new member, Tim. Thank you, Tim, for becoming a new member of this channel. Welcome to the club and the gang here. Nice to have you here. In celebration of Tim joining the channel, it's time to eat my bagel. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, yeah. Nope. Joe, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. You can write options through Robinhood. Yes, they do. You just have to have an option account. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. Guess I really need a crazy short attack for about 30 minutes before it pops back to 220. Well, again, if you write an April call now with a 220, price, the shares back off $15, $20, $30 the next week or two or three, you could score a nice return on that contract. To take top dollar now, buy it back for $30 less. Thank you very much. Just an intraday dip. We'll do it. Grape jelly. Woohoo, Concord grape jelly. It's a jelly day. 218.63 on GameStop right now. SoFi, 1409, down a dime. Matterport, 1601, down 11. Oh, my God. The Dow's down 16.3 right now. Well, I can tell you that the nomad life, starting out as a nomad in a couple of weeks, will be easy because we're going to Calgary where there are Costco's. So we'll be able to get the Costco sesame bagel, no problem at all. That's step number one right there. We still have Welch's grape jelly left over. We're taking it with us. Oh, yeah, we're traveling with the Welch's. Believe me, we're traveling with the Cheese Whiz. Oh, yeah. Jelly, jelly, jelly. Costco poutine. Oh, yeah, Costco poutine. Although I love those Costco chicken wings. They're good. In Canada, Costco chicken wings. Oh, man, that's good stuff. Headline: U.S. Treasury yields fall as U.S. stocks retreat from record highs and consumer confidence drops. Very interesting. 1.28 on the 10-year note, down from the 1.3 range. That's a sign no high interest rates coming. No way are there higher rates coming. The U.S. consumer is not as optimistic as people had thought it would be. The consumer would be. Love that grape jelly on a bagel. Matterport 1602. GameStop 217.96. 216.52. Let's see. GameStop 216.46 right now. Yep. Keeping an eye on these markets. How's the old IBM doing? IBM up $1.05 to 140.02. What a heartbreaker that stock is. IBM sure keeps us guessing, doesn't it? Microsoft down 62 cents, Apple down 146. Nicholas, you're right. It's time for a breakout. Here's that 10:30 dip right on schedule, says Martin. Could GameStop price increase be due to the large increase in margin requirements for shorters to be introduced on Friday? Gavin, I don't know. I don't know. Any idea what the margins are going to be? What the short requirements are? Margin requirements? Any idea? I have no idea. $217.45 on GameStop. Up $8.35 on GameStop. Uncle Bruce. I have 200 shares of Matterport. I have 500 of Sofi. You think that one of these stocks is fit for writing covered calls, or should I wait? Well, Matterport has been making the kind of moves lately that tell me it's about to break out. Matterport is moving up on light volume. Matterport keeps coming out with press announcements, and we're getting used to that. We love it. I think they're going to keep doing this. And I think that the Matterport shares are going to be in the 18 to the $20 neighborhood in the very near future. It just looks so promising right now. Getting into that $20 neighborhood, you might want to look at writing 25s or 30s. It depends how far out you want to go. If you can write a $25 contract for a month or less, or maybe a 30 for 2 or 3 months. If there's enough premium in there, great. That might be worthy of looking at. A SoFi, we have to get to the 2025 neighborhood before you want to consider writing contracts. Having said that, though, I cannot argue with anybody who wants to write a contract good for a year from now. If they can bring in $3 or $4 a share in premium on SoFi for 20 or 25 bucks or $22.50, you got to look at it. I mean, you're putting your stock up at 22 or 25 a share, but with 2 or 3 premium on top of that, you're happy to lock up your stock for that amount of time, knock yourself out. Now, on that count, if SoFi does go higher, but it only goes up like $1 a month, or by September it's 16, and October it's 17, and November it's 18. If you've written a contract for next March or whenever, the time premium will start shrinking, which is good for you. You're still out of the money at $22.50 or $25. Even if the shares get to the $20 level by November, you're still out of the money, which is good. As a writer, you're richer on your stock. You're richer on the depreciation of your contract. Anytime you can buy that thing back and roll it over into a 30 or a 32.50 or a 35. So might be a strategy worth considering. SoFi is going to be green. 14.19 right now. Here we go. We're right there. Broken even. New announcement. Matterport. Looking good. 1602. Oh, that jelly is so good. That bagel was so good. Man. They allow GameStop to be shorted on margin. The requirements would be 100%. Yesterday, I bought a $58 AMC call for Friday. Sold it. $30 profit. Okay. Margin requirements are increasing 2,500% to a $250,000 minimum. Matterport is still under lockup, though. I still have 2 $50 calls for AMC on Friday. John, everyone woke up here when I wanted to sell my 50s. Hopefully in the afternoon it rips. Oh, man. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, people are playing other stocks as well, which is fine, which is great. 14.19 on SoFi, unchanged right now on the day. GameStop holding a 523 gain at 214.43. We've backed off a ways from the high. AMC is still up $1.69 at 44.92. It's backed off too. Matterport 1603 down 9. The Dow down 26 points. That's all it is. We're down 4 on the S&P, down 33 on NASDAQ today. That's where we're at right now. Okay. Okay. Matterport 1607 coming on again. 23andMe still down 11 at 857. Smart Rent down only 4 cents now to 1244. It got as low as 1220. It's come back. Had a real nice start at 1332. Went right down to 1220. Like down $1.12 in 20 minutes. And now it's come back from 1220 to 1244. 250,000 traded. Rocket Lab 990 down 13, low of the day 966. That's bounced back again. Spire up 6 cents to 943. And Sextera at 846 down 29 cents. IBM 140.04 up $1.07. The Dow down 17 points at the moment. Royal Caribbean up a quarter. And Goldman Sachs up 55 cents right now. Okay, all right. Interesting trading. We're down 244 on the support.com to 33.95. That's backing off from its high of the day. That got as high as 36.39, now 33.95, and still falling at the moment. 10 million trading. It's backing off on volume too. Robinhood down 47 cents. Sofi unchanged at 14.19. GameStop up 6.74, climbing again. 215.94. Looks like it's going back to 216 on the GameStop. 1.48 million traded now. ATIP down 1 penny. AMC up $1.70, 45.03. Matterport backing off again, 15.97. It's really teasing us. It started low at 15.66, got up to 16.38. Now at 15.97, down 15 cents, 620,000 on Matterport. Volume today. All right, that's what we're watching here. Wondering. Where are we going to be at on this? 216.21 on GameStop, up 701 today. Okay. Dana, Uncle Bruce, if you ever feel safe enough to come our way in Florida, I would really appreciate if you please put aside a Canadian cheese whiz for me. Sarah, yeah, sorry, Dana. I don't anticipate doing a direct flight from Calgary, Alberta, Canada to Miami, Florida to take a jar of cheese whiz with me. I don't see that in my future. I see in our future a flight from Calgary to Palm Springs, California, or Phoenix, where we won't even bring cheese whiz for ourselves. We'll just be coming down. We're going to have to give it up for a while. Unfortunately, Sofi has the goofiest trading patterns. There you go. I believe that. And let's see. Welcome one, welcome all to the show. Florida rocks, says area. Right on. Okay. 14.20 on Sofi, up 2 cents. Go figure. GameStop up 6.48 to 215.68. ATIP unchanged at 4.15. EMC now up $1.80. Matterport 15.92. That's where we are right now. Okay. Palm Springs, it's time to party in the desert with Uncle Bruce. How about that? Yeah, Pyromania. I love to see all the women jumping into this retail investor movement. I learned years ago that women are smarter and more tempered than me, better suited for investing. I just need to follow their lead. And there you go. Just bought Ford back at 6, waiting patiently for it to be above 13 to sell it. Interesting stuff. GameStop 215.03 up 583. The Dow is positive 6.5, gone up 6.5 now. S&P down only 2 points. Dow's now up 8. S&P down 2. NASDAQ down 33. Markets are turning positive very quickly here at this moment in time. 215.87 on GameStop, up 667. We're up 8.6 on the Dow, and we're down 2.4 on S&P. So it looks like two of them might be in the green here if this keeps going. We'll see what's happening. See if that continues on for us. ATIP up 2 cents to 417. How about them apples? SoFi 14.18, down a penny. Dow's up 11. S&P down 2.1. Oil down 53 cents a barrel. Thanks, Uncle Bruce, for the advice. I did a net even trade to push my calls out to April 20s, April 220s. Now you're talking. Okay, so now you're at the money, or just about at the money, and you're even on your, you kept as much cash in your accounts you had before. You moved your strike up. You had to get time to do it, but that's all right. Time is your friend, as you can plainly see here. The amount of money someone is buying these calls for is insanity. You see a $20 drop on the stock from here down to 200, 196. Already you're going to see a $15, $20 improvement on those calls. And you could play the swing game. You can buy them back for 65 or 60 or 55 and then resell them again if the stock goes back up. I mean, you can do this. You're always in the game here. Just see what happens. The shares are 216. There's no guarantee they're going to go to 200 before they go to 230, or there's no guarantee they're going to go to 230 or 200 first or either. You're in the hood now, and now you can watch this movement and deal with the swings. Right now, there's a premium on your contract, unbelievable because you got it. Now to see, let's see what the stock does for you, because every day that goes by is in your favor. Time. So, okay, thank you very much. If you're going to get taken out, you're getting taken out at 220. Yeah, baby, that's a lot better than 145. All right, let's see. Large order flow for SoFi, 2.63 in versus 0 out. The bigums have mostly held or bought in these past couple of weeks. Interesting. Let's see. Everyone's saying hi to everybody else, following everything else. It's great. It's good stuff. 216.32 on GameStop, up 7.12 a share. All right. Dow up 6, NASDAQ, S&P down 3.5, NASDAQ down 43 right at the moment. Okay. Oil still down 46 cents a share. 15.94 on Matterport, 8.53 on 23andMe. Rocket Lab has gone positive. It's up to 10.05 now after touching 9.66 this morning. So 34 and 5, 39-cent recovery on Rocket Lab to go positive as it was on the opening. So we got this big V going on here. 865,000 volume, and Rocket Lab is getting buyers. It's getting buyers. Spire up a dime at 9.47. It is a mini V. It started nicely, dipped, and coming back up. Now up a dime to 9.47 on 9,500 shares. Spire is unbelievable. It's so quiet. Up 30, down 31 on Sextera right now to 8.44. IBM holding a $1.35 gain, 140.32. Looking good on IBM all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on, but there you have it. Matterport back to $15.99, just off a little here. AMC up 204, GameStop up 7.29 to 216. ATIP up 3.5 cents now to 4.18 a share. Best level of the day was 422, the low 409. So it's improving definitely. 291,000 volume. A little bit of nibbling coming into ATIP almost every day. A little nibbling coming in here. All right, SoFi 14.17 down 2 cents. Robinhood is positive, 1 penny on the upside for Robinhood right now. Interesting stuff. Okay. 216.17 on GameStop right now. Holding its own. Okay. Right on. Okay. DQ is saying now, because I did this, get ready, folks, because I made this switch. Now GameStop can go to 350 today, okay? There you go. Break the 216 and keep it, says Free Thinker. W. Walters, I just checked my account and I got a limit buy on Sofi for $13.99. I have finally reached my goal of 1,000 shares, so it can go up now. Thank you very much. Well, it's 14.16, down 3 cents right now. How about that? See you when you hit 2,000, says Hi, homie. Let's see. Oh man, on SoFi, it's about 30% institutional ownership. How do we know how many shares percentage are owned by retail or are out for sale by the company? We don't know that. Let's see. Let's see. ME status. ME. I have no news on it. It's down 18 to 18.50 a share. Nothing new on it today. Let's see. Okay, let's go through here. 33.28. We're down now 310 on the SPRT support.com. 33.28. The low of the day 32.27. That was right after the opening. 10.7 million traded. Definitely falling off volume wise. Definitely falling off. Robinhood back down negative, down 4 cents. SoFi down 2 to 14.16. GameStop holding a 7.18 gain. ATIP up 4 cents to 4.19. AMC holding a $2 gain, up 2.06. Matterport 15.93, jumping around by dimes now, back and forth. Okay. Okay. We got Smart Rent down a penny, Rocket Lab down a nickel, Spire up a dime, IBM up $1.22 right now. That's what we have happening, kids. That's this market right now. The Dow is down 2.6, S&P down 3.3, and NASDAQ down 36 points. So we're just hanging around the flat line here pretty well. Okay. And let's take a look at any other news here. Wall Street Journal. Let's see what's going on. Let's do that. And let's do that. Just checking out headlines here in the Wall Street Journal. A lot of talk about a lot out of Afghanistan right now. Talking about the hurricane, and Fidelity going on a hiring spree. It says they're going to hire 9,000 employees to meet customer demand and boost its headcount to more than 60,000. Members Exchange urges regulators to allow half-penny stock prices. The MEMX says its proposal would lower costs for investors by reducing the difference between the buying and selling of pieces of stock. Interesting. Let's see. Coca-Cola's and Microsoft's latest gamble, a giant CO2 vacuum cleaner. I think that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Suck it up. That'd be interesting. Let's see. U.S. home price growth rose to a record in June. The Case-Shiller Index rose 18.6% in the year that ended in June as robust demand continued to outpace the number of homes on the market. Okay. Those are the main headlines from Wall Street Journal. That's what I'm showing here. We got a 3.5 cent gain on ATIP. We're up 7.75 in GameStop to 216.95. And let's see, if we do this, we go into there, we go into there, and here we are. 23andMe 854, down 14 cents. The Dow's down 4.7, S&P down 3, NASDAQ down 36 at the moment. And we have consumer confidence sinks to a 6-month low on Delta anxiety and high inflation. Breaking news. Okay. Okay, GameStop 217.01 up 781 on the day. Volume on GameStop now is coming in at 1.58 million, so a very quiet day. SoFi volume now at 1410, down 9 cents, 5.6 million. Not a lot happening here. AMC volume is 41.2 million, up 213 a share, holding a gain there. All right. Matterport 1593, volume 682,000. Not a lot to talk about here at the moment. All right, 217.11 on GameStop. Trying to put a rally on. Don't know if it'll work, but it's trying. Okay. Jack Bauer, hey, I was gone for a while here. Whatever happened to the TV people and you on GameStop? I've heard nothing from them. I've heard absolutely no news whatsoever. No one has contacted me from any of these so-called productions or Netflix things or whatever. No news. Don't know what their status is. I'm here. I'm still doing my thing. I have, of course, I'm no longer. I never really was just a GameStop channel, but I am much more than a GameStop channel. But I don't know what their plan is. I really don't know. So if I hear anything, I'll let you know. Hey, Uncle Bruce, if I have 5 $20 call contracts for SoFi, if they get bought out at $50 a share, the company does, would the call contracts be worth $50 a share also? You have 5 $20 calls, right? If the stock goes to $50 a share, because that's where the takeout is, your contracts would be $30 in the money. They would be worth $3,000 each. You'd have 5 of them. You'd have $15,000 of value minimum on your contracts at $50 a share. So yeah, you'd be doing just fine. John is saying that GameStop share volume is up from yesterday at this time. Okay. Right on. Here we go. Anti-PCs says it's true. Byro Hominess says anti-PC, it's true. No. The best way to bust up a boys club is for women to outperform them. Investing is about sticking to working model and having the stomach to watch dips without panic selling. There you go. Be fearful when everybody is greedy. Greedy when everyone is fearful. Go Delta, go. I'm here for the dip. There you have it. Jack, thank you, Jack. Auntie, a lot of people have spent years patiently watching their guy finish playing out his bad idea, calmly driving to the hospital. That's a lifetime of training to be an amazing investor. I like this gradual gain over 216. LFG 225. Hey, John. Good morning, peeps, says Cameron. We're at 217.17, up 797 on GameStop at the moment. And ATIP up 4 cents. AMC up 235. Matterport 15.98 at the moment. SoFi 14.12, down 6 cents at the moment here. Robinhood up 20 cents to 43.84. That's climbed positively. Smart Rent down a penny. Rocket Lab down 6. Spire up a dime. Sextera down 35. 23andMe down 13. So not a lot going on. IBM up $1.39, $1.36 to 140.33 for IBM. The Dow down 0.99, just about a point here on the Dow. We're down 0.85, and we're down 3.8 on S&P, down 36 on NASDAQ right now. Oh, gosh. Oh, boy. Watching this market. Yeah, it is a grinder right now. It's just gotten quiet, hasn't it? It's just gotten quiet. Not much happening all of a sudden. Anyway, there it is. Picked up more SoFi and ME. Right on. Right on. Picking up some bargains here. There's a couple to be had. 14.12 on Sofi, up 28 on Robinhood, and support is down 329 to 33.10. It is backing off to the low of the day again, at least approaching it anyway. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Used to like the color red when I was younger. Not so much anymore. Certain places we don't want that color at all. Not anywhere. Thank you very much. Oh man, oh man, oh man. No news on GameStop from any official source whatsoever. It's been all quiet. We're just watching trading going on. Next Wednesday is earnings release day for GameStop. So that's what we're waiting on at that point. And there you have it. What can I say? There it happens to be. Okay. How are we doing for thumbs ups today? Are we getting any of those? 446. Hey, that's not bad. 446 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for supporting the channel here and throwing a few thumbs ups our way. Love that. Keep them coming if you can. AMC up 229. GameStop up 764. ATIP up 3 cents. Matterport $15.99 again. Another $15.99 print here, trying to hit 16. Okay. And right on. Thank you guys for being here for this show today. Appreciate that. Nice to have you here joining us today. Right on, right on. Okay. Over there with that. Over there with that. There we go. AMC up 245 to 45.78, trying to come up again. GameStop 217 up 780. Matterport $16. Matterport 16. Come on, still down 12. Come on, take a run. That's all we ask. More buyers and sellers, please. Thank you. Yep. Okay. Nee, says Amber. Nee. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for popping through here. Those of you who have been picking up my lessons on my website, thank you. Stockmarketswithbruce.ca. Check them out. See if they can do you some good, especially if you're thinking of writing options. You're going to learn a lot in those classes, a lot. It'll be worth your while. Thank you for becoming members of this channel and subscribers to Stock Markets with Bruce. Thank you guys so much for that. Appreciate it. We're down 239 on the Dow, down 3.6 on S&P, down 36 on NASDAQ. Thank you earlier today for some of you who have made donations to the channel. It is much appreciated. I try to acknowledge any and all donations that come in. It's the least I can do, and I thank you all for that. Let's go. W. Walters, I have two $180 GameStop covered calls for October 15th. Should I try to roll them into a higher strike price now or just wait it out? Any thoughts? You can roll over anytime you want. I would look at rolling over, but you don't have to do it this minute, being October. But if you did a rollover now with the shares at 216.17, you might be able to buy back your calls and rewrite nicely higher strike price calls for maybe December, January, further out. That might be the way to look at it. The 180 October 15s, let's see. What do we got here for October? You have October 15s, you say, so that would be right here. Okay, 180s. They're right now at 51.70 to 54.30 at the moment. So you would be looking for, between $50 and $55 a contract to sell it if you're going to sell it, write a new one on a rollover. So doing a rollover, if you went to like January, $51 to $55. That would let you write something like 250s. You could write 240s for 52 to 55, 230s for 55, 58, or 220s to 58.61. I'd be looking at writing 250s. That would kind of cost you what these would cost you to buy back, ballpark. That would be a suggestion. Another one would be maybe look at April contracts, April the 14th. If you wanted to write 250s, you would be paid right now about 62 to $70. So maybe you can pull in 66, 67, 68 bucks. That will bring you more money than you've got now. So you buy yours back for 53 and sell these for 70 something. 68. You'll pull in $15 a share more. If you want to write 240s, you'll bring in about 68 to $70. You want to write 230s, you can bring in about 70, 72. 220s will bring in about 74. But writing 250s, getting about 66 to $68, good plan, because if the shares, rise a bit more from here, not to worry, you're $35, out of the money. But if they got to 220, 30, and then they backed off to 200, you're 50 out of the money. You'll probably find that these contracts that you're selling now for about 66, they will likely reach that 40, 45 range where you can buy these back if you wanted to. Sit on the sidelines, stock goes back up to 230, write the 250s again. That's a strategy. Another strategy is if there's a back off on the stock, if it starts backing off from 220, 225, 30, and it reaches 180 a share, 175, 180, you're 75 out of the money. These contracts will not be anywhere near this price. They will likely be most likely around 40 a share, maybe 35 a piece, because they'll be quite substantially way out of the money. So that would be a good thing. Then you could score those back, and then either then look at writing additional new contracts that are closer in time-wise and closer in on exercise-wise. So maybe you're looking at writing 220s or 230s for 4 or 5 months out instead of a year and a half out. Again, bringing it back a lot closer and scoring more dividends, more premiums. Worth a look. Definitely worth a look. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Uncle B. He says yippee-ki-yay. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, Cloaked is saying I'd wait till after the earnings dip. You have until October. Historically, GameStop dips after earnings, and you could potentially buy them back much cheaper. This is another strategy. You could do nothing, let the stock back off, then buy these back and write new calls. But if you buy them back now and write new calls at 250, and the stock does back off to 180, these 250s will collapse. They will really drop, and that's where I'm kind of looking at you going, you might want to use this strategy. Just do a rollover of bringing in extra cash, because that's what you're going to do. You're not going to spend as much as you're going to get for these. And then let the stock back off. If it does so, you'll score $30, $40 on these contracts because you wrote these 250s, way up here. Even if you wrote, you could write 260s or 270s. 270s will get you about 60 something dollars, which might be a little more than what you're paying to buy yours back. Write 270s. Stock goes to 170, you're 100 out of the money. These will drop to the they'll drop to the 30 range, $25 range. You could score 40 bucks from the drop, right? So you want to take advantage of that rather than just have this contract come back to where you wrote it at or closer to where you wrote it at. Do a rollover, take a higher position, and score a $40 gain on the way down. Yeah. Okay. Got to go grab a BRB right on. Be right back. Get a bite. Let's see. Let's go. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Okay. Where are we at right now? Okay, the Dow now is where are we at here? We're down 3.4 on the Dow, 3.4 on S&P, 32 on NASDAQ. Sofi 14.13 down 6 cents. GameStop 215.78 up 6.59. ATIP up 3.5 cents. AMC up $1.92 to 45.25. Matterport at 15.96 at the moment, and SPRT holding at 33.34 down 3.05. There you go. That's where we're at. Uncle Bruce, thoughts on Goldman Sachs short and long term? Like Goldman Sachs, I believe the next earnings report, which is 2-3 months from now, will be another good one. Could pop the market closer to 500 a share. I like the idea that the shares can reach 600 a share probably by the end of the year or into the new year, and then they could reach 650 to 700 later next year. That's my thought on it. I just think this thing is cheap. It's trading at 7-something times earnings. Ridiculously cheap to buy this stock. Really cheap. It should be 10 to 12 times earnings, in my opinion. It's trading at 7-something. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. You can buy, I would look at buying calls that are next year calls. And if you can afford at the money, it's great. If you can't, you can go a little ahead of the money. Yeah, sure. You can still go 20, 30 bucks ahead of the money easily. And you'll make money. I really do think you will make money on this stock. Yeah. Now, do you have to wait 2-3 months to get it? Maybe, maybe not. The shares could rise $30 in 1 week. They could rise $30 over a month. They could rise $8 in a week, and then 3 weeks later rise 50. I mean, this thing can go because it's up there. But I like it. I do like it. On dips, I would get into that. 14.13 on Sofi. GameStop 216.24, up 7.04 right now. Okay. Here you are. Not sure about short-term high premium, but long-term for sure. I agree with this. I do agree with that. Okay. All right on. The Dow down and now up 6.7 on the Dow. We're positive. Down 2.6 on S&P. We're coming around. Down 30 on NASDAQ. We're improving on these indexes right now. Very much so. All right. There you have it, kids. This is our dealio right now. Thank you for hanging out here. We are at 471 thumbs ups now. Thank you for that. If you can keep those thumbs coming in, appreciate the support and the good vibes there that gives off. I thank you. We're hoping for much better markets as we keep going forward here. Of course, those of you who are picking off these calls, these classes, thank you for buying up the lessons. Appreciate that. And thank you for all your support. And if you're ever having trouble, finding your class, you've purchased a class and you're having trouble getting a link, just send me an email. You can do it through my website, or you can do one direct. As soon as I get off the air, every time I get off the air, I always check my emails, and I always address those matters right away. So if you've purchased a lesson and you're having trouble getting it to pop up, don't worry. You're only a few minutes away from me rectifying it for you, and you're good to go. Okay? You betcha, guys. We'll take care of you. Thank you all for hanging out. This is good stuff. Love it. Okay. Why does my quest trade say I'm making a diagonal call when I try to roll my covered call over by buying back and selling a new one? Frumbler, make sure that you are doing a buy to close, sell to open, entries. That might be it. I don't know. I'm guessing that might be it. I have no idea if that's it though. What do you guys think of a poor man covered call for a 250 strike this Friday? Okay, on GameStop. Yeah, okay. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not sure if you can get much of a premium for this Friday. 250 covered call. 250 will bring you 350 to 370, but 350 to 370 free money. Thank you very much. Worth your while to consider. So yeah, a little bit of money for what, 2 days, 2.5 days. Today's Tuesday, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and today 3.5 days. Yeah, you're getting $1 a day, $3.50 $1 a day for your time per share. Yeah, sure. Write 1, write 2, write 3, however many you can. Yeah. There you go. 215.62 up 642 on GameStop. ATIP up 3.5. AMC up 201. Matterport $16 a share. That's where we're at right now. Right on, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I think we're going to call this a show. I think I'm going to say my goodbyes right now and encourage you to join me this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern Time for the second show. Look forward to having you join me then. If you could hit the thumbs up button for us before we go here, that would be great. We're only 20 away from 500 thumbs ups on this morning show. That is tremendous. Thank you for this support, getting me to go right up to the 500 mark. That would be terrific. 482 now, 18 to go. Thank you, everybody, helping us out to get to 500 thumbs ups. Here's a comment. Let's see. Farmer, I used Q-Trade as well. It is the technical term for a rollover. There, you're good to go. I managed to a September 10 245 strike for 14.25 yesterday. I'm loving it. Beautiful. That contract right now, the 245 strike for next week. 10. There it is. 245. Yeah, it's 1285. Nice going. That's coming in for you. Thanks, everyone. Says John, you got it. Gang. Get some rest, Uncle BC, this afternoon. Thank you. Smoothie, thank you. I was so confused. You're good to go. Thumbs. Absolutely. Yeah, right calls, folks. Right calls. 215.69 on GameStop, up 6.49. ATIP up 4 cents. AMC up 2.12. Matterport 15.96. SoFi 14.16, down 3 cents. Robinhood up 18 cents, and support.com is at 33.09, down 3.30, under more pressure. Thanks, Uncle Bruce. Free Thinker says, good show. Have a great break. See you bagel heads later. You got it, guys. We'll be here following this market. The Dow is now up 49 points. It's taking a shot higher. That's nice. S&P is up 1.5. NASDAQ only down 19. The markets have turned definitely positive. You can now get an annual Sam's membership for under $20, they say. There's a headline for that. That's Walmart's Costco, I guess. Interesting. Let's see. 7 more thumbs ups, please, for Bruce. 6 more for 500. 6 more thumbs ups to get me over the top. Can you do it? 6 thumbs ups away. Can you guys find 6 thumbs ups for me to get me to 500 thumbs ups as we say our goodbyes? That would be terrific, guys. Thank you so much. 494 right now. 495. 5 to go. They're coming in one by one. 2 to go. 3 to go. We're at 497. We only need 3 more. Thank you, everybody. And 505, we just blew right past it. Like a hot knife through soft butter. We're at 506 thumbs up. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so very much for that. That is so appreciated. All righty. Have a good one this morning. Rest of your afternoon. We'll catch you at 3 this afternoon for the final hour of trading today. And let's see if this market wants to keep surging higher and make you richer, because you all deserve richness. Richness and richness and richness. 507 bingo. Just in, Matterport expands on-demand digitization into 22 new cities. It's going. There it is. 500 and 511, 513 thumbs up. Oh, yes. So nice. Matterport at 15.95. That's going to go higher. I'm sure of it. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock in the 514 thumbs ups. Love it. Butta, free thinker. Yeah, that's it. Okay, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.